All right. Welcome everyone to our 2021 Virtual Transfer University Fair. You have accessed room number 8, which consists of Cal Poly Pomona, UC Merced, Point Loma Nazarene University, and Woodbury University. So first up for our presentation today is Raisa with Cal Poly Pomona. Raisa, it's all yours.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. I'll just jump right into the presentation for Cal Poly Pomona. So let me go ahead and share my screen. All right, hopefully you all can see that. Give me 1 second. Okay, perfect. If you can't see it, just let me know. So just talk a little bit about our campus, mission requirements, all of that good stuff. So we'll get started and just talk a little bit about Cal Poly Pomona. So we are one of 2 polytechnic universities within the Cal State system. We are Cal Poly Pomona. And, we talk about our polytechnic approach to learning is like learn by doing. And really what that means is oftentimes students think that's like we only focus on STEM, but we're a comprehensive university and really focus on this idea of taking various, multiple approaches to your learning, whether that's, project-based assignments, internship opportunities, research opportunities, all those really great ways to kind of, do the work and go beyond just in the classroom. So that's something that, really kind of stands out about our campus. When we talk about location, so we're located in LA County, but we're kind of central to 4 of the major counties in California. We have, LA County to the west, Orange County to the south, and we have San Bernardino, Riverside County to the east. So, kind of centrally located, which again is something that we like to highlight about our campus. We're looking at students ask oftentimes about class sizes and things like that. We have close to about 30,000 students. You'll see smaller class sizes, about 28-to-1 student faculty ratio for our campus. And, again, really getting the opportunity to engage with your faculty, have different experiences, potentially research opportunities. It's really great, well-rounded opportunities for students on our campus, the opportunities to study abroad, join our Kellogg Honors Program, do undergraduate research. So a lot of really great opportunities for students as they, potentially choose us as a campus. Some rankings and just notable universities. I won't spend too much time on this, but we really pride ourselves on this, having high rankings in social mobility, and really that allows students the opportunity to kind of move up in like socioeconomic status once they get their degree from Cal Poly Pomona, as well just being a top university, with regional Western universities. So a lot of really great things happening on our campus. And in terms of notable majors and unique majors, we have like hospitality management, where we do have a student-run conference center and restaurant and hotel on our campus. We have architecture, we have apparel, merchandising. So a lot of really unique majors on our campus. In terms of just admissions requirements, primarily for our transfer students, you'll kind of see something similar probably across the board with our other sister campuses in the Cal State system, where we're looking at, you have 60 transferable units, and of those 60 units, 30 of them being in general education, minimum GPA of a 2.0. However, our average transfer GPA is about a 3.2, 3.1, 3.2. It'll kind of fluctuate year to year, just depending on the applicant pool and the completion of your Golden 4. So, your oral communication, English composition, critical thinking, and math. So just those are the minimum requirements. However, if you're interested in any of our impacted majors, we have a list here. Some of these majors do have what we call supplemental criteria, or it might be a specific course or a GPA requirement you might need to have for these particular majors. And with Impaction, it just means that we get more eligible applicants. Then we have spots available in the admissions process, so it tends to be a little bit more competitive. So for our transfer students, what holds the most weight is going to be your GPA. And for these majors as well, making sure you complete those supplemental criteria as well. Dates and deadlines. So our application will open October 1st for our campus. It's October 1st through November 30th for the application. And we have a bunch of other dates listed here, so you don't need to necessarily worry about that now. But for each application for the Cal State system, $70, unless you get a fee waiver, which then you get 4 campuses for free. When you're filling out the application, Cal State Apply is where you'll go to fill out the application. This is for all 23 Cal States. And then once you submit your application, just continue to check your email. And between February and March, you'll have an admissions decision. And then there's a whole other timeline that comes after that. So just upon your radar, can't believe we're already close to October so soon, just like a week and a half away. So for the application to open. So another thing for us is just to highlight just different resources, support services, inclusivity on our campus. We really want students to, be successful, and to be successful, that's, entails holistic support and resources available to you, whether that's our student health and wellness, our counseling services. We have our career center. We have our Veterans Resource Center, Undocumented Student Center, and so many more. So a great way to build community, find support services and resources, because we're here to serve you. These are very free or very low cost to use as students. So take advantage of it. And, we hope that, you can find community on campus and, get the support that you need throughout your time as a Bronco. And
we don't have any student questions at this time.
Okay, awesome.
So students, if you have questions, go ahead and type them in the chat, and we will make sure to get those over to the reps so they can answer them live for you. So again, just type any questions you have in the chat. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our next presentation.
Let me stop sharing here.
All right, thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you. All right. So next up, we have Nicole with Point Loma Nazarene University. So Nicole, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Leah. So good morning, everyone. My name is Nicole Munden. I am representing Point Loma Nazarene University. I'm going to share my screen and share you a little bit about an overview of our campus and our university, and also I'll go through our application process and some scholarship information. So give me a moment while I share my screen. Oops, I don't want to share. I want to do that. There you go. All right, and you guys can hear me okay, yeah? I'm gonna say you can hear me okay.
Yes.
So
yes, we can hear you.
Awesome. So this is a picture actually of our neighborhood where we're located in San Diego, California. So we're not too far away. We are a private Christian university, so we're very small. So we're one of your options if you are looking at moving away to finish your degree. We do offer 60 different areas of bachelor's degrees that you can transfer into. We are a liberal arts university, so that means if you have your associates or your ADT, or you're following the IGETC or the CSU Breadth kind of plan, we will actually accept those to cover most of our general education requirements, because just like those UCs and CSUs, pretty much half of your bachelor's degree is going to be general education requirements. And then your other half, that other 2 year, is going to be finished off with major course requirements. And so don't worry about that as far as like, because a lot of the top concern is, are my credits going to transfer? So if you've been following those plans, but even if you're not following those plans, we're happy to look over your transcripts and see kind of where you're at as far as program planning of how long it would take you to transfer. And another thing is we don't require a minimum amount of units to transfer. So you can even transfer after your first semester at college if you wanted to. But I'll talk more about those details later. I want to introduce you, if you've never heard of Point Loma Nazarene University before, us by the numbers, what we offer, what makes us stand out. So if any of this resonates with you, feel free to get back in touch with us. Come for a campus tour. We are in person right now. And we'd be glad to host you and kind of show you around and introduce you to us. So we have a capped enrollment. We have just under 2,700 students on our physical location, and that's just undergraduate students. We have other campuses sprinkled throughout San Diego, which will house our graduate programs, but for our main campus in the Point Loma neighborhood, which is central in San Diego, we're only about 10 minutes away from our downtown neighborhood, very close to the airport. It's just down the hill, about 7 to 10 minutes away. And we are located right next to the ocean. So again, this picture that you see, this is what you see if you want to take the trail down from our campus. So 2,700 undergraduates at our campus. That makes it really nice and cozy for classroom size. So if you're the type of learner that really thrives on that environment of a 23 average classroom size, or really pretty close-knit student faculty ratio, then consider us as one of your viable options when you are ready to transfer. And then we do have a significant portion of our 2,700 undergraduates as transfer students. Up to a quarter, 25% of that 2,700 are transferring in. So either from different community colleges or from different four-year universities. We offer pretty much the spectrum of areas of study. So while our largest departments are business, biology, psychology, kinesiology or the applied health sciences, and nursing, there is just a little bit of everything you can pursue at Point Loma. We have a college of arts and humanities. So if you wanted to do visual arts or music or journalism or media communication, any of that, you can study that at Point Loma. We have all the STEM fields, engineering. We have a new program that is, I think, probably 2 years old right now, but cybersecurity is offered on our campus. That's really exciting. We also have a family sciences department, and that includes social work, sociology, criminal justice, dietetics, nutrition. So pretty much anything and everything you can think of, we probably will offer it for you to pursue and finish your bachelor's degree with us. And a few resources we feel help us stand out is we really want to prepare our students after they transfer to know what they're doing before they graduate. So whether that is off to pursuing graduate school, off to apply to medical or health professional school, or maybe even making sure you have a full-time job planned out before you graduate, our career services office is really, really great at what they do. So right when you get here, they actually will go into the classroom so that, you know, we know how busy it gets, you know, trying to finish your transfer degree or your degree after you transfer. So they actually go into the classroom to hold workshops to make sure, you know, you feel comfortable with your resume, your LinkedIn profile, searching for a job. We offer something called Handshake. And so, and then another aspect is we're faith-based. So there's a big part of who we are as a Christian university to kind of dive into your faith identity. And then we do offer 60 different areas of study, 60 different clubs, organizations, and it's really easy to start a club. So going to financial aid and application, this is all on our website. You can get in touch with us. I just got the warning that I have little time left. But we offer up to $10,000 in transfer merit scholarships. We do take the FAFSA, so make sure you submit that as part of your process to us. And then we are accepting for spring and fall applications right now. You'll see the deadlines right there. And then if you just want to go to pointloma.edu/transfer, it's going to give you all the information I just talked about, as well as how to contact us for more info. So thank you for listening in. If you have any questions, I'll take them now. I'll stop sharing.
So no questions at this point for Point Loma. Thank you so much. So we're going to move on to our next presenter, which is Juan Carlos with UC Merced. Juan, are you there?
Wait a minute, I'm right here. I'm having
Go. All right, we can hear you now.
technical issues. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you.
No worries.
Technology, never work with it. And here I was talking already. My name is Juan Carlos Lopez. I'm an admissions advisor for the University of California, Merced. For those of you who might not know, the University of California, Merced is the youngest campus in the UC system. When you think about how long we've been open. We've been open for the past 15 years. And for the past 15 years, we made a lot of strides in regards to who we are as a university and where we're going. When people ask about the university itself, they always question whether, when we have all the resources and support. As a matter of fact, we do. And one of the things that lies behind our back is the idea of the University of California support for this campus. And the reason for this campus that was established right in the Central Valley, California, was to accommodate the students and give access to those students who were looking for a university to go to as part of the UC family. So we're located in Central Valley, California, right smack in the middle of Central California. When you think about UC Merced, don't think of it as being as a place where in the middle of nowhere. We don't have any beaches. We're not in the middle of big cities. But one of the things I would tell students is that we're like that hole in that donut with everything around it very nice and sweet. When you think about Yosemite, being that UC Merced is the only campus that has a relationship with the National Forest at Yosemite, and we have other programs that are established with the University of California Merced that we've taken advantage of. And of course, you have Monterey and Santa Cruz and San Francisco, and at the same Sacramento and Fresno. Even though we're in the middle of agriculture country, it doesn't necessarily mean that we are an agriculture university. We are a university that deals with a lot of programs that are established for the past 15 years. That it's not necessarily in that area, but however, a lot of students do take advantage of the resources there. For example, a student who's studying environmental engineering or even science, they will use that region as well. Our remarkable growth for our campus, again, we just finished our 2020 project this past last year. The newest buildings are the white buildings right next to your right of the screen. And everything north of that is all where the academics is at. And one of the things about UC Merced, as we grow, we're now looking towards our 2030 project, meaning that we're looking to expand in many areas in hopes to help the students that attend UC Merced. One of the cool things about UC Merced, the majority of our students who attend UC Merced are from California. So 99% of our students are from California. And then we have a great distribution of population from all over the state of California. One being is that the majority of the students who come to UC Merced are from Southern California, about 39.5%. And as you can see here, 78% of our students are first generation students who are transfer students. So our enrollment, yes, it's less than 10,000, but I always like to say that our population itself, with that, I like to think that UC Merced offers a kind of a private school environment with a public outcome. And the management of the population on our campus is actually one of those things that we are very proud of, in that the UC Merced ranks number 1 and 2 in sending more students to get their master's, number 2 in getting students to get their PhD. And that's one of the things that allows us to be who we are, along with our programs that we offer for our students to be involved with 200 clubs plus organizations that we're building on our campus. And again, with the idea that we still have that balance of academics with your personal life. We do have athletics on our campus. You're looking at, we're part of the NAIA. You're looking at 4 sports that we have on our campus, and hopefully to grow in many areas. Right now, we do have these: men's and women's basketball, cross country, soccer, and volleyball. Along with that, we do have club sports and mirror sports if you're into that as well. And then we do have the outdoors adventure for our students who want to actually be involved with. So these are our programs that we offer on our campus for all of our students. One of the newest programs on our campus is actually the civil engineering. But as a transfer student, keep in mind that in order for you to commit to one of these majors, you must meet the transfer pattern in regards to what we need from you, and so that you'll be able to be committed to it and meet the requirements for that. Keep in mind too also that as a transfer student, you're going to be looking at possibilities of looking at opportunities for you. For example, we offer our students last year an opportunity to do internships, paid internships on our campus before they started their fall. Our campus, all students are on campus this fall, so we're excited about that. We're happy to see faces on our campus and what have you. Our most popular programs on our campus, you're looking at computer science, mechanical engineering, biological sciences, management, business economics, and of course, psychology. Now, one of the things that we do offer our students too for transfer students is that, let's say, for example, you're at a community college, you could actually transfer as a low. We offer students to transfer as a lower transfer student. In other words, you don't necessarily have to have the 60 unit threshold to apply to transfer to our campus. And the reason for that is because we know that a lot of students want to look ways for them to transfer. However, we still do require that you finish all your prep courses before you go into major. But we also hope that you as an individual, you look at looking to prepare yourselves for whatever major you're looking for in regards to these that we have on our campus, to make sure that you meet all the 60 unit transferable courses along with the prep courses, along with the 7th course pattern and what have you. So those are the things that we like to think that you need to have in order for you to apply to our campus. And for the most part, as an institution, we like to think, again, going back to the idea that smaller campus, more attention to you. When you have 57% of our students say they had a class in which professor knew the name, a lot of you have been exposed to the University of California in regards to being a university that has a lot of students. That is so true, but at the same time, keep in mind that on our campus, when 62% of our undergrad students have fewer than 30 students, that makes it also viable for a lot of our students who attend a university. And eventually, UC Merced does graduate students on time. So we really rank #1 in getting students to move on from getting their bachelor's onto whatever professions or career path that they're looking for and what have you. So those are the things that we do offer. Again, as a university, we want to make sure that we offer all resource support for our students so that they could actually be exposed to those kinds of things. Our leadership program at Yosemite, as I mentioned to you earlier, and the research. And you don't necessarily have to be an environmental science, or you could actually go and do research of any major. And we like to also kind of help our students to think about doing research in any kind of field that gives them more skills and get ready for the next level of their career path and whatever that may be. And along with the leadership program at Yosemite, students who have entered this leadership come out with thinking that they become park rangers from our campus. So the relationship with UC Merced and the Yosemite National Forest, it's one unit where we basically feel like our students can get exposed to that kind outside of the classroom. So one of the things that too also you got to think about as you're planning to think about UC Merced as a campus of probably a possible place for you to go. Think about all the resources and support that we have for your students and for the student who attends UC Merced, but also the opportunities to do research as early as they transfer or before they transfer, depending on what they're looking for as an individual. We do offer the same thing as every campus does: the study abroad, the internships with the politicians at Sacramento or UCDC. But we also have another program called the Intercampus Visitor Program, where we allow students to actually take terms at any other given UC campuses. Once you become a UC student, you could actually take a term at another campus besides your own. So this again allows you to be exposed to a lot of resources and support through our campuses. And by looking at, if you're looking to go into law school, medical school, we do offer a pathway for those so that you'll be able to be exposed to those things and advise to making sure that you take all the courses and the advice and all the internships that are available for you as a campus. We want to make sure we expose you to those kinds of things as a university. But the one thing that I'm going to reassure you is that as a transfer student, you got to make sure that you have all the requirements in place. Make sure that you do either a UC TAP or we're part of the GAP program. We're one of 6 campuses that offers that. That's a guaranteed admissions program where basically students, if you meet a certain criteria, you could be admitted to our campus directly if you meet all the criteria for admissions as well. So you see, as a campus, we want to make sure that we make the easy transition to our students along with the research that we do on our campus. And keep in mind that along with the research, the exposure that you have is to be exposed. For example, if any of you had a chance to see the probe that landed in Mars, Perseverance, UC Merced had a lot to do with it in the logistics and dealing with some of the mechanics. So again, just because we're the youngest campus doesn't necessarily mean that we haven't done a lot of things, and we're doing the great things for our students in regards to what they want to do on our campus, and hopefully be exposed to that through our research that is offered through the university. And then of course the resource support system that we have on our campus is something that we really pride ourselves in and hope that we have that. One of the things too is that when you think about the cost of attendance to a UC campus, please don't think of it as when you think about applying to a campus, think of it at the afterthought. One thing you want to think about is first right now is do I meet all the requirements for admissions? If you have that in place, then I would recommend that you basically apply to the campus and think about applying to the FAFSA in the fall. And then eventually by April, you'll have an award letter from the university indicating how much funding you'll be given for your education. One of the things that we really think that UC Merced can offer you as an institution, because we do provide great financial award letters to our students that attend UC Merced, and actually we're recognized for that kind of giving on our campus. So when you think about the University of California, don't think of it so much as being an expensive institution. Think of it as how we're going to provide you with all the support that you need in order for you to be exposed to that kind of a institution. And another thing too is, again, we want to help our students with all the essentials so that they could actually be exposed to all the opportunities that we have on our campus from our career center here on campus, and providing them with the resources so that they could be ready for the next level of their education, or either go on to the workforce or looking for a job, and allowing students to be exposed to the Silicon Valley, LA area, San Francisco, by providing with excursions. If that's something that you as a student is willing to participate in, also it's a good way for you to be exposed to a lot of employers. And a lot of employers are coming to our campus to give you that exposure. And one of the things too is that, just to give you an idea, going back to the idea that UC Merced is doing a lot of things that are essential to you. Again, exposing you to where students are heading and where they are today. The population that's graduated from UC Merced supersedes the students on our campus. So you see that. Okay. I want to thank you very much, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.
All right. So sorry about that, everyone. I had to leave Zoom. My technical difficulties, it locked up on me. I couldn't access anything. So thank you, Juan, for continuing to talk.
I hear you on that one.
I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? So thank you for bearing with us, everyone, while we get this event off for our first run. So next up, we do have Justin with Woodbury University. So Justin, I'm going to go ahead and pin you, and it is all you.
All right, thank you very much. Let me see if I can share a screen here, and let me full screen this. So hello, everybody. My name is Justin Stadel. I'm an admissions counselor for Woodbury University. I specifically work in the School of Architecture for architecture, interior design, and applied computer science, construction management. But I want to talk about Woodbury as a whole. So if you haven't heard of Woodbury, it's a very, very small school. We're located in Burbank, and we're actually one of the oldest universities on the West Coast. But we're a design and professional arts-based university. That's our central focus. So we have 4 schools within the university. So we have the School of Media, Culture, and Design, which is, your animation, filmmaking, fashion design, game art and design. We have the School of Architecture, which I work with. That's architecture, interior design, construction management, sustainable practices. School of Business has kind of marketing, management, accounting, and College of Liberal Arts is, history, poli-sci, that sort of thing. So our students, we have about 1,100 to 1,200 students as our student body. So just by knowing that, you know that you have a very strong relationship with your professors. We're located on the edge of Burbank in Los Angeles. So we're kind of in the center of the creative capital of this country, right? You have Disney Imagineering down the street, Cartoon Network. What else? Warner Brothers Studios, Universal Studios, Gensler Architecture. That's, I think, the largest architecture firm in the world. Erin Gensler works, she's on faculty at Woodbury. Actually, a lot of our faculty are working professionals who also teach. So I guess I would say another major component about Woodbury is we're kind of surrounded by all this creative industry, and we expect you to be part of that. So that means you have your internships that are a required part of your major, no matter what your major is. We have a career services center that helps you out with your internships, and we also have faculty who help students out with securing an internship. And yeah, so let me switch to the next screen. So for transfer applicants, so for transfer students, it's essentially a minimum transfer requirement of 24 credits. A lot of students go through the IGETC or go through the transfer like 60 credit for the UC Cal State system, which is great. Get your general credits. But you only need 24 credits to transfer as a transfer student for Woodbury. So that's helpful to know, especially with the design-based programs. So for instance, I work with architecture students. And so really, you'll be working on your general ed credit, but you also want to be working on your studio credit if you want to, I guess, jump the studio sequence. You know, any kind of studio-based program is a sequence of studios. So if you're really trying to work on your portfolio and place higher in the studio sequence, that's something I would recommend working on. So our minimum GPA is for regular admissions is 2.75, but we also have 2.5 to 2.74 for transition track. We look at the whole application. So, you know, GPA is great, but also, you know, your personal statement and your letters of recommendation are important. And then if you have a portfolio and you're applying to a portfolio-based program, that's very important as well. So our application deadlines are November 1st for spring semester and then March 1st for fall semester. And for transfer students, we have very generous scholarship packages. So we offer up to $14,000. Sorry, it says $14, $14,000 per year based on your GPA. So, so depending on your GPA, if you're admitted, you receive a merit-based scholarship automatically. And that's on top of any Cal grants and Pell grants you might be eligible for. And we also have need-based aid as well. So, so I would recommend, as I said before, definitely apply to all the colleges you're interested in. And once you're admitted to those colleges, you'll receive a financial aid package that kind of breaks down all of the awards you're granted through the university and then also through your FAFSA. I think FAFSA is due March 2nd. So a March 1st deadline for submitting your application is a good one because you want to get all that stuff in. And once you get your financial aid package, you'll have a better working understanding of what your financial aid is and what the actual cost of tuition is. Oops. There we go. So again, my name is Justin Stadel. I'm one of several admissions counselors. I recommend if you're interested in one of the other majors other than the School of Architecture, go onto our website and reach out to your admissions counselor. They're happy to set up meetings with you. I'm happy to also schedule in-person or virtual tours with you. We have we're doing both at the moment. So, and we also have events constantly throughout the school year. So our next one is called Discover Woodbury. If you want to get information from the actual chairs of the program, that's a great thing to go to. It's virtual this semester, but it's a great chance for you to hear from the actual chairs of the program you're interested in, talk to them, ask questions, hear from other students who are involved. We also have portfolio workshops. For School of Architecture, our next portfolio workshop is tentatively November 13th. That's a chance for you to bring your portfolio before you even turn it in and present it and get some feedback so that you have some ideas about your portfolio. I highly recommend that for transfer students transferring into some of the, especially architecture and interior design. And then also you can connect with students who go to school at Woodbury, so you can get kind of a firsthand view of what it's like to go to school and work there. So those are a range of things. Definitely visit our website, and I guess I'll leave it at that.
All right, thank you so much, Justin. I don't see any questions at this point for Woodbury just yet in the chat, but we'll keep an eye on that. Okay, so there actually is one question. It says, since I'm working towards business administration, can I minor in fashion?
Yes. So yeah, so that's a great thing. Actually, Woodbury has fashion marketing. So we have fashion, which is in media, culture, and design, and then we also have fashion marketing in the School of Business. I think our fashion marketing program is the only one that's AACSB accredited in the nation. So you could have your option. You could either go into fashion as a minor or fashion marketing as a minor, depending on what your kind of interests are. But yeah, we have a lot of students who major in something and minor in something somewhat related so that they can kind of push their degree towards something, how they want to kind of get their career started is kind of, that's a great one. Another good one is like architecture and interior design, or interior design and film, if you want to get into set design or something like that. So it's a great question.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Justin. So for those students that are just getting logged on, we're resetting right now. So we're going to repeat our presentations all over again. So next up, we have Cal Poly Pomona, Miss Raisha. It's all you if you're ready to present and share your screen.
All righty. Let me get this going. Still morning. Good morning, everyone. All right. Okay, awesome. So hello, my name is Raisa Lejean, our outreach counselor here at Cal Poly Pomona. Just talk a little bit about our campus highlights, and admissions requirements. And if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat box. All right, so Cal Poly Pomona, there are two Cal Polys, and we're both in the Cal State system. We are Cal Poly Pomona. We are located in LA County, but we talk about our learning philosophy. We have a polytechnic approach, learn by doing, a learning philosophy. And really, a lot of students might think polytechnic, that's only related to STEM, but we are a comprehensive university. We have majors, yes, in STEM, engineering, science, animal science, we have business, theater, music, education, so on and so forth. But really what polytechnic is really this idea of learn by doing, being able to take multiple approaches to your learning, whether it's project-based assignments, research opportunities, internship opportunities that are built into your curriculum. So it's going beyond the classroom or just reading a book, closing it, moving on to the next thing. As I mentioned, we are located in LA County. We are part of the Cal State system. So there are 23 colleges and universities within the Cal State system. For us, we are kind of centrally located. We have LA County to the west, Orange County to the south, and we have Riverside and San Bernardino counties to the east. So students have a lot of opportunities to expand their network, build communities in different, counties and different regions, different cities, neighboring our campus. For our class sizes, we have about 28:1 student to faculty ratio. Overall, our campus has about nearly 30,000 students. So we are continuing to grow and expand and provide more opportunities for students to join our campus community. And as well with some of these smaller class sizes and having the opportunities to engage with your faculty and your peers, whether again through research opportunities, different experiences, including some of our learning opportunities like our Kellogg Honors Program, study abroad, undergraduate research. There's a lot of ways to engage both academically inside the classroom and outside the classroom as well. Some things to highlight for our campus, we really like to talk about this idea of social mobility and being ranked really high as a university that allows upward social mobility, allowing students to, as they come to Cal Poly Pomona and get their degree, are able to kind of move up in their social economic status, which is always, great, make more money, have more opportunities for yourself and your family and your loved ones. So really great opportunities there, as well to kind of highlight some of our unique and notable majors. We have our hospitality management. It's actually ranked number 19 in the world. And on our campus, we have our own student-run restaurant, conference center, and hotel, which is really awesome. Again, kind of plays into this learn by doing opportunity for students to be able to actually do what they're learning and put it into action. We have different agricultural majors, like we have a pre-vet, animal science, animal health science. We have apparel merchandise management, and so many more unique programs on our campus. For our transfer students, when we're looking at the admissions requirements, we're actually ranked in the top 25 for best transfer best university for transfer students. We have our own poly transfer program to help transfer students acclimate and get comfortable to in the four-year university and build community, have mentors, join different programs and activities and workshops and events. So something we just like to highlight, you see our little sticker, we love transfer students. It really speaks for itself for our campus. In terms of admissions requirements, pretty similar to our other Cal states, having 60 transferable units. So you have to be an upper division transfer student. Of those 60 units, 30 of them being in general education, the minimum 2.0 GPA to submit an application, and the completion of your golden 4. So your oral communication, English, composition, critical thinking, and math. So that's the bare minimum for majority of our majors. However, we have some impacted majors. And so these majors might have some additional criteria and increased selectivity because the higher your GPA, the better chance of being admitted. Your GPA is going to hold the most weight as a transfer student. And so that's what we're looking at, making sure you look at the GPAs and looking at the supplemental criteria for some of these majors and making sure you have that completed as well. Applications and deadlines. So our application opens August 1st, which again is already coming up next week. Time flies, this year's flying by. For our campus, the application will be open October 1st through November 30th. And you would submit your application on Cal State Apply, and Cal State applies for all 23 Cal States. Each application is $70, unless you get a fee waiver, which you'll get for applications for free. Some other dates just to keep in mind, admissions decisions start going out. So next February, end of February, or throughout March. And then you have to accept your admissions by May 1st of next year. So don't want to get too much into all the dates, but just first things first, start on the application and get it submitted. And, you'll be on your way. Continue to check your emails and stay up to date with, what's coming next in the application process. A couple of things I want to highlight real quick. You as a student, just thinking about, building community, finding resources and support. We want you to be successful, and that happens holistically. It's not just about the academics, but you as a person have to be doing well. So we do have free to very low cost services like our Student Health and Wellness Center, counseling services. We have our Career Center. We have our Undocumented Student Center, Veterans Resource Center, and the list goes on. This is just a very small list of many departments and resource centers and different ways you can have access to resources and support on our campus. Our office, we do our campus tours. We're doing in-person and virtual campus tours right now. You can also do pre-admission advising with us, our counselors. You'll see myself and my other amazing counselors here. So reach out to us if you do have any questions, and I'll leave it there if there are any questions for me.
All right, so we're gonna answer real quick questions here.
Sure.
One of the questions is, do you offer a major in criminal justice?
So we have a criminology major, so that falls into one of our academic colleges class. So yeah, we do criminology.
Awesome. And real quick, another question is if you offer a study abroad program.
Yeah, we do have study abroad programs. We have 4 different types of study abroad programs. And so what's recommended is if you decide to come to our campus, meeting with a study abroad advisor, and you can join any of the 4. There's, Cal State wide, there's faculty led with Cal Poly Pomona faculty, there's exchange programs, and there's also private study abroad opportunities.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Lisa, moving on to our next presenter is Point Loma Nazarene University. Nicole, it is all you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Nicole Munden. I'm one of the assistant directors for undergraduate admissions here at Point Loma Nazarene University. I'll go ahead and share my screen. All right, so if you've never heard of us before, we are located in San Diego, California. This is a picture in the background of where we're located. So we're centrally located in San Diego. We're only about 10 minutes away from the airport and also 10 minutes away from downtown. If you know the San Diego County area, you know how close downtown is to the airport. So centrally located. This slide kind of gives you an overview and introduction of who we are. So we are a private liberal arts Christian university. On our main campus in the Point Loma neighborhood, we have a capped enrollment. So that means we only have 2,700 undergraduate students on our campus. We do have graduate campuses, but they're at a different location in San Diego. So what that means for us is that we have a really nice student to faculty ratio and also average classroom size, as you'll see here. And all of our faculty teach their classes, and so students won't be teaching or learning from a teacher's assistant or graduate student instructor, and all of our faculty have their highest degrees in their field, which we're really, really proud about. We do accept a pretty significant portion of transfer students that make up our student population every year. We do accept applications for both fall and the spring semester. It's up to a quarter, so up to 25% of that 2,700 students are transfer students coming from community colleges or other four-year universities. We're a liberal arts university, so that means we do have 60 different areas of study. If you are following a plan for the UC system or the CSU breadth system, or are on your way to earning your associate's degree, and that includes the ADT, we will accept all of those avenues to cover most of our general education requirements. A lot of times we have students wondering if their plan will cover our general eds. Yes, the quick answer is probably yes, it does. And then the rest of your program after you transfer to Point Loma will be comprised mostly of your major requirements. But if you are interested, we're happy to do a transcript evaluation for you. Just go ahead and send us a copy of your unofficial transcripts. And that'll give you a better idea of how long it would take you to finish. At Point Loma, we don't have any prerequisites required for any of our majors, with the exception of nursing. So you can transfer as quickly as after your first semester, or you can do the typical 2+2 program, do 2 years of community college, and then finish up with us in 2 years. A couple of things that I feel, or we feel, that make us stand out as your private university option is our location. So a lot of times students are drawn to our location, being in San Diego, having kind of that beach town energy, and also having an urban side to us. We do offer plenty of resources for our students to make sure they feel taken care of after they transfer, and also taken care of before they graduate, including our career services office. Our career services office is really big on networking, making sure, what you would expect a career services office to offer. So reviewing your resume, making sure you're 100% confident in your interview skills, reviewing your LinkedIn profile, or helping you create one if you don't already have one. We'll also offer something called Handshake, which is an online job board students have access to for free while they're a student, and for up to a year as an alumnus. So after you graduate, you can still access this resource. We're also intentionally Christian. So if you're seeking a faith-based environment to finish your degree, consider us one of your viable options. Our whole goal as a Christian university is for you to explore your faith and identity here and leave stronger in what that means for you when you graduate than when you came in as a new student. And then just like every other university, we do offer plenty of clubs and organizations for our students to join. And then because we're so small, if we don't offer what you would like to see at our campus, we encourage you to start your own club. It's an easy petitioning process with our student government. And then I know it's important, but financial aid. So we do offer a $10,000 merit scholarship, up to $10,000, depending on what your college GPA is, and that's cumulative. And students have until before the first day that they enroll at Point Loma to try to boost that GPA to qualify for our merit-based award. So it can be up to $10,000 a year, and that's granted from us as an institution. We will accept your FAFSA, so you want to make sure you include your FAFSA as part of your admissions process to Point Loma so that we can give you the most financial aid possible. And then we do have other new student awards that transfer students can apply to. They're in the categories that you'll see here. So athletics, if you want to join one of our sports teams, we're NCAA Division II. Our communication studies department offers scholarships for their speech and debate team, and also theater. And then last but not least, our music program offers scholarships. You don't necessarily have to major or minor in music, although those offer higher scholarships if you do major or minor in their department. You just have to want to participate in a music program for an entire school year. We do encourage you, because we know we are, cost more than your public university option. So we do encourage you, if you do want to consider a private school like Point Loma as one of your transfer options, to speak with our student financial services team earlier on. That way you can review everything, all of your options that we can offer you. And then as far as application goes, we are now accepting for spring and fall 2022. You'll see the deadlines listed here. Spring applications are due pretty soon on October 1st. Our average acceptance rate is 68%. The minimum GPA to apply is a 2.7, so there's a lot of wiggle room. And then again, I mentioned earlier, but we are happy to do a transcript evaluation for you, so go ahead and contact us. Your main website to learn more about transfer admissions at Point Loma is pointloma.edu/transfer. Again, I'm Nicole. I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you so much for listening in on my presentation. Any questions? Are we good, Leah? I think we're good. So I don't know where Leah went. She might be having software difficulties, but I'm gonna hand it over to the next university.
I think it's Juan Carlos, right?
It sure is.
Take it away, Juan.
All right, thank you. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Juan Carlos Lopez. I'm an admissions advisor for the University of California, Merced. If you think about the University of California, think of it as one institution with 9 options. Those 9 options, you have to start thinking about which campus is the right place for you. One of the things that I always tell transfer students is think about your preparedness as to what you're looking for. For the most part, all the UC campuses in the system, the majority of the students that go into those universities are in the humanities aspect. Where it's different, you'll be looking at maybe the humanities or in the engineering, and this is particular where you have to start thinking about how planning your stay at the community college to transfer into those programs and being prepared. Now, UC Merced is actually the youngest campus in the UC system. We've been around for 15 years. So we had our quinceañera this past summer. So we're good and happy on that one. For the past 15 years, we made a lot of strides in regards to who we are as a university. And because of the support of the University of California, we were allowed to do a lot of things. One of the cool things about our campus is that we ranked number 18 among school with the R2 research status. What does that mean? Allowing us to do research that is really critical to our environment, critical to our community and all the world. So that allows more funding for those programs on our campus. But as you can see here, as we move up in the ranking and when people start thinking about UC Merced, think about how we are as an institution and being the youngest campus, we are the smallest. We are located in Northern California, right in the Central Valley, in the heart of California, as I like to say. We are in the middle of agriculture country. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that we're surrounded by oceans or the oceans nearby, or we're surrounded by big buildings. But one of the things that the benefits that UC Merced has is that because of our students who do research, either environmental science or environmental engineering, they have access to the resources surrounding them. By creating through the College of Engineering, the School of Engineering, you have the drones that oversee the crops for the farmers in the area. But if you think about UC Merced, think of it this way: UC Merced is actually not in the middle of nowhere. I like to think that UC Merced is a hole in the donut with everything around nice and sweet. When you think about Yosemite, Fresno, Monterey, Santa Cruz, San Francisco, and Sacramento. UC Merced is the only campus that has a relationship with the National Forest, Yosemite, and we do have activities out there by creating a research station and a leadership program through Yosemite. But one of the things about UC Merced as we move along and the growth of that, our oldest building on our campus, believe it or not, was built in 2000. Our dormitories were 2008, and our newest buildings were actually opened up last year. Unfortunately, there was not enough students no students on our campus until this year, where basically is everybody who's on campus basically taking advantage of our new dormitories. Everything you see from south of that lake or that pond that's right in the middle of campus is where all the students live, from the dormitories, student housing, student services, and everything north of that. You have your academics, the School of Engineering, the School of Social Sciences, and the School of Humanities. So you have all these things here on our campus. But one of the things that as we finish our 2020 project, moving forward and looking at our 2030 project, meaning that we're looking to grow more and hopefully embrace the city of Merced. Now, the city of Merced has about 80,000 residents. And one of the things about Merced is that it is a small town, and it feels like a small town, and eventually will become a college town along with our campus and that of the Merced Community College as being one identity. And as we move forward in looking at our campus, is that you think about the population that attends our university. 99% of our students are from California. 78% of our students who are transfer students, who are first generation college students. We are a campus like the things that gives access to our students. 39.5% of our students do come from Southern California, which we're excited about that. But there's an even distribution across the state of California. While 0.5% are either international or out of state. And having that population of less than 10,000, it gives you that feeling of a small private school with a public outcome, which I think we're excited because one of the things that we do provide our students is with the support and the resources that the student needs in order to follow their career, whatever they may go to. Other things too about our campus is that, along with our 200 clubs and organizations that we have established, and hopefully that some of you who come to our campus or establish your own club and organization, all you need is 3 friends, and hopefully you do that. In order for us to balance our academics with your personal life, we also have athletics on our campus that provides a little bit of kind of away from everything else that you do on our campus. If that's not your thing, we do have the club sports, the intramural sports and outdoors adventures. That is pretty much part of who we are as a university. And we're planning also to add more sports as we move forward. We're planning to add maybe a water polo or a swimming team, a golf team, and a tennis team. That's in the works, but we don't know when that's going to happen. But one of the things about our campus is that as you start thinking about why is this campus such an important factor in the UC system, think about this for a minute. Our campus right now has 3 schools: the School of Engineering, the School of Natural Science, and the School of Social Humanities. The most sought out programs, or in this case, the most popular programs, you're looking at computer science and engineering, mechanical engineering, biological sciences, management and business economics, along with psychology. Those are the most sought out programs. At the same time, one of the things that we do offer our students is that an opportunity for them to be exposed to a lot of opportunities outside of the classroom with our minors that are being offered through our institution. Our newest major, which we're really excited, last year, we had a really strong population that applied to our civil engineering program. So that's one of the things that, again, as we move forward in providing opportunities for our students, we tell them that this is what you need to do. As far as the admissions requirements for UC Merced, we ask that the students have the prep courses met for whatever major they're looking to go into. That's one. And of course, have the 7-course pattern. And usually the GPA itself is a 2.4, but keep in mind, even though we're asking for a 2.4 GPA, your major might require a higher GPA. So it is best that a lot of you use assist.org and follow that pattern and meet with your transfer counselor at your campus so that they can best advise you for those particular programs that we offer on our campus. So one of the things that I want to make sure that you understand is that if you think about the cost of attendance, one of the things that we will offer is that don't worry about the cost of attendance. We want to make sure that we offer you a great balance of financial aid, and UC Merced offers a great financial aid package to our students. And by doing a comparison, this is what we look at, and keep in mind that I'm not knocking down the CSU. It's basically a great institution, but I'm also telling you that the UC system, or UC Merced, at least for the most part, we provide you with a good financial aid package. If you have any questions, my name is Juan Carlos Lopez. I am your regional advisor for your region, and hopefully give you enough information for that. Thank you very much. Are there any questions?
There's no questions in the chat right now, Juan, so I'll keep an eye on it. So we're going to go ahead and continue on. And we're actually going to get next to Justin with Woodbury University. All you, Justin.
All right, thank you. Let me share this screen. Okay, so let me full screen it for myself. Okay, so my name is Justin Stagel. I'm an admissions counselor for this Woodbury University, but specifically for the School of Architecture within Woodbury University. I'm going to talk about the Woodbury University as a whole, but since I work with architecture and interior design students, I might talk a little bit more about those programs, but we have admissions counselors who work with our film students, animation, game art and design, and all of our programs. So so just keep in mind that there's admissions counselors for every program. So Woodbury University, if you don't know it, it's a very small private nonprofit university, one of the oldest universities actually in the West. And we're, like I said, we're very small. So we have around 11 to 1,200 students. That's smaller than my high school, which means you clearly have like a close working relationship with your professors. The university is broken down into 4 schools. So you have the School of Architecture, which is architecture, interior design, sustainable practices, construction management, applied computer science. Then there's the MCD, which is media, culture, and design. So you got animation, filmmaking, fashion design, those kinds of majors. You have School of Business, which has marketing, management, accounting, those kinds of majors. That's actually what we were founded on. We were founded on our School of Business down in downtown Los Angeles. And when we moved to this kind of in between LA and Burbank. So it's kind of central to the industry that was happening. I mean, back in the 1800s, you know, the industry was exploding with like filmmaking and animation and things like that. So we're kind of centrally located in that area. Down the street is Disney Imagineering. We have Warner Brothers Studios, Universal Studios, Cartoon Network. Gensler Architecture is downtown. Bestor Architecture is close by. Gensler Architecture is the largest architecture firm in the world. Aaron Gensler works for, is on faculty at Woodbury University. Barbara Bestor is a faculty member who used to work at Woodbury University. So you actually have a strong working relationship with your professors. And I'm talking mostly about architecture and interior design, but if you talk to any one of our counselors, they'd talk to you about the professors in the industry that they work in, that the students have access to. That's really important because when you're getting your degree at Woodbury University, you have to complete internship hours. It's different for every degree, but the point of it is that you have a place to land when you graduate, or even before you graduate. Some students get picked off before they graduate and work in their industries. So, so you have a close working relationship with your professors. I want to move on to the next screen. So for transfer applicants, so minimum transfer units is 24. So that's pretty much to be considered a transfer student. That's helpful for a number of reasons. One is, you know, once you're considered a transfer student, we no longer look at your high school GPA for admissions purposes. And we only look at your college. So if you're kind of resetting your GPA, that's a great thing to think of. But it's also good to think of the fact that you can transfer with only 24 credits. So if you want to focus on getting the 60 and then transferring, that's great. But a lot of students transfer with a few general eds and then transfer in, especially with our studio-based programs. And that's across the board for most studio or arts-based majors like BFAs. A lot of them, I mean, I can talk for other colleges, or I shouldn't talk for other colleges, but BFAs usually are studio-based. And so you'll be applying, and your general eds are great, but you also want that studio-based knowledge. And you can either get that at a community college or another institution, or you could get that at Woodbury starting at the beginning of the sequence. But that brings me to the point that for some majors, there's, in addition to your GPA, there's a portfolio requirement: architecture, interior design, animation, graphic design, and then other things to think about are your, personal statement, letters of recommendation. Those are all important things that you should think about. Yeah, application deadlines for our priority deadline for fall is March 1st. Usually freshman applicants apply earlier in November, and then our transfer students apply a little bit later, especially if they have a portfolio requirement. And we have merit scholarships. So I encourage you to apply to all the schools you're interested in, because after you're accepted to those programs, you'll be issued kind of a financial aid package from each university or school you're going to. And at Woodbury, we have merit scholarships for transfer students up to $14,000 based on your GPA. So that's merit based. That's on top of, say, around $10,000 if you have a Cal grant and $6,000 if you have a Pell grant. But keep that in mind, because there's also financial need-based aid that our financial aid department offers. We also have one-off scholarships throughout the year. A lot of our students, especially in architecture, enter design competitions and get scholarships through that. One of our architecture NOMAS divisions swept the competition for the West Coast, so they got first, second, and third a couple of years ago. So there's a lot of scholarship opportunities. Keep that in mind when you're applying to colleges, because once you get in to the colleges you're interested in, pay attention to how the scholarships break down and what you're being offered, and then you'll get a more realistic understanding of the cost of attendance. Okay, so again, my name is Justin Style. One of our animation students did this picture of me and all of our admissions counselor. But we also, so you can contact me, you can contact any of the admissions counselors, set up a meeting if you'd like more information. We also have virtual and in-person tours. And then we have events that happen throughout the school year. So our next one is Discover Woodbury on October 16th. That's a great chance to listen to chairs and advisors and students, and kind of, it's going to be virtual this time. Normally it's on campus, but it's virtual this semester. It's a good chance to get kind of a chance to talk with students and faculty and kind of get a view of the campus virtually. If you want to schedule an in-person tour, you can do that as well. And then you can connect with our students. Our students are available to talk to. If you go on our website, you can actually text them and ask them questions, and get kind of some firsthand knowledge from our students themselves. And I think that's about it. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Justin. So for those of you students just getting logged on, we're just running a little bit behind just because of technical difficulties. So we will be resetting and restarting over all of the presentations right now. So welcome. I'm also going to hit the record button for our university reps, just so you guys know. So we will be presenting for 6 minutes at a time. So each university rep is going to present for 6 minutes, and we'll leave 1 minute for questions if there's any questions in the chat. So getting started right away, we have Raisa here presenting for Cal Poly Pomona.
All righty, good morning still, everyone. Let's get right into the presentation. All righty, so let's talk a little bit about Cal Poly Pomona and our admissions requirements for our transfer students. So Cal Poly Pomona, we are one of 2 Cal Polys in the Cal State system. We all are a Polytechnic university, which really, what Polytechnic means is this idea of learn by doing, this idea of taking multiple approaches to your learning, whether that's through project-based assignments, research opportunities, internship opportunities that built into your curriculum. So there's a lot of different ways to expand your learning, both inside and outside the classroom. Our campus, we are Cal Poly Pomona in LA County, and we're kind of central to for the major counties within California, which is really nice. We have LA County to the west, Orange County to the south, San Bernardino and Riverside County to the east. So great opportunities for students to build their networks, and build communities around multiple cities in that region. Our campus, we have about a 28-to-1 student faculty ratio. Our campus as a whole has nearly 30,000 students. So when you think about 30,000 students having smaller class sizes, it really lends itself to have a really great opportunity for students to be able to engage with their faculty, have some of that one-on-one time with their professors, engage with their peers, and have just different experiences within their academic endeavors to, connect with research, different experiences inside and outside the classroom, which also is just a great way to kind of expand the learning throughout your time at Cal Poly Pomona. As well, within the learning experiences we have, some of them you'll see on the right-hand side of this slide. We have our Kellogg Honors College. We have our study abroad opportunities, undergraduate research. So lots of different ways to get involved on our campus. Some things to highlight in terms of some rankings. For our campus, we really like to highlight this, have high rankings in upward social mobility, basically for students once they come to our campus and get their degree, have a lot of great opportunities to move up in their social economic status and the different job opportunities they have, and expand in that wealth, which is always exciting. Some unique and notable programs that we have on our campus. We have our hospitality major. And our campus is unique. So our program is ranked number 19 in the world in hospitality. Our campus, we have a student-run restaurant, hotel, conference center. So really putting that learn by doing into action for our students within this major and also outside of this major. We have architecture, we have agriculture, we have apparel merchandise management. So a lot of really cool, unique programs to our campus that students are really kind of enjoy. As well, we are ranked in the top 25 for best colleges for transfer students. We love our transfer students. You see our little sticker here on the left-hand side of the screen. For minimum transfer requirements, you need to have the 60 transferable units. So we only admit upper division transfer students. Of those 60 units, 30 of them have to be in general education. And for the GPA, it's a minimum of a 2.0 GPA to submit an application. Our average GPA for transfer students is about a 3.1, 3.2. Again, that'll fluctuate year to year just slightly, depending on the applicant pool. And then as well as that, you have to have the completion of your Golden 4, so your oral communication, English composition, critical thinking, and college level math. So these are the minimum requirements across the board for majority of our majors. We do have some majors that are impacted, and with impaction, we get more eligible applicants than we have spots available. So it makes it a little bit more competitive in the admissions process. So for these majors, it's a little bit more increased selectivity, so higher GPA. There's also what we call supplemental criteria, which might be additional coursework or a GPA requirement for some of these majors you'll see down the bottom of the screen. Applications and deadlines. The application for Cal Poly Pomona opens October 1st, and this is, you can submit your application on Cal State Apply, and Cal State applies for all 23 Cal states. You can submit your application there, and it's right around the corner. It's next week already, October 1st, coming up really quickly. Each application is $70 unless you qualify for a fee waiver, which is built into the application. You'll learn more about that as you fill out your application. And for our campus, the application deadline is November 30th. So you have 2 months to fill your application. Take your time going through it. Make sure you input everything as accurately as possible. And once you submit your application, be sure to continue to check your email and stay up to date to the next steps in the application and the admissions process. Some programs and resources, support services, just to kind of highlight. Again, we want you to be successful as a student, and that goes beyond just your academics. We want you holistically to be successful. And so we have free to very low cost resources and support services, such as our student health and wellness, our counseling services. We have our disability resource center. We have our basic needs. So for students facing housing or food insecurity, we have resources and support for that. We have our career center, undocumented student center, veterans resource center, and the list goes on. These are very, very condensed versions of the numerous resources we have on our campus. So we want you to ask for help, ask for support. We're here ready to provide that for you and take advantage of them. Again, this is free or very low cost to you as a student. So this is all part of your academic and your college journey. And so we hope you utilize these resources on our campus. Our department, we're outreach, recruitment, educational partnerships. We host our official campus tours. So we do in-person tours right now, and we do virtual tours. You'll see myself and the rest of our amazing counseling team. We do pre-admission advising. So if you want to talk to one of us, please feel free to reach out. We also do drop-in advising. So a lot of different ways to meet with us, ask questions. We're here to help. So come stop by. We're really friendly and we'd love to see you and hope you join the Bronco family. And with that, I'll leave it open with any questions. It's okay if we don't have questions. We'll go to the next one just for the interest of time. So I'll turn it over to Point Loma.
Thank you. So I am Nicole Munden. I am one of the assistant directors for Point Loma Nazarene University. We are one of your private Christian options in San Diego, California, and I'll go ahead and share my screen. Okay, starting with who we are. If you've never heard of us before, again, we are a small private Christian university in central San Diego. The picture you see here is actually our neighborhood. It's the Point Loma neighborhood. We are located right next to the beach. There's actually a trail on campus that'll take you to the beach if you want to. But just kind of an overview, we have 2,700 undergraduate students on our main campus in Point Loma. Our graduate students are not here at this physical location. They're actually at a different campus in San Diego County. We are captive enrollment, so that means that we can only accept or house 2,700 students just because of our location along Sunset Cliffs. That makes it really nice for our average classroom size. You'll see here, if you are a learner that really thrives in the small classroom environment, I do highly recommend that you consider Point Loma as one of your transfer options when it comes time. We do have a significant portion of that 2,700 undergraduate population as transfer students. So transfer students coming from different community colleges or other four-year universities. And we offer a spectrum of different areas of study. So 60 plus to be exact. We offer our STEM fields. If you wanted to do the pre-med route, we offer biology, biochem, all of the in-between, engineering. We have an exciting new cybersecurity program. We do have a College of Arts and Humanities, so if you wanted to study visual arts, graphic design, communication, journalism, one of the languages, you can do that on our campus. And we also have one of my favorites, our Family Sciences department that houses nutrition, dietetics, social work, sociology, child development. And you'll see here, those are our largest departments that are listed. So business, biology, psychology, kinesiology, including the applied health sciences, and nursing. And so just kind of a caveat about nursing, we're not accepting transfer nursing applications, unfortunately, for this next term, but we made for fall 2023. You just want to check back with us. A few things that we feel help us stand out from your other private university options is that we're really big on networking and building your networking skills soon after you transfer with us, making sure you feel confident with being a competitive applicant to applying to a full-time job before you graduate as a senior. And also, if graduate medical school or any professional school is your goal to earn a master's degree, we want to make sure you're a competitive applicant when you submit those applications. So that all is offered through our career services office. They also offer Handshake, which is an online job board that our students have free access to while they're a student with us, and then also up to a year as an alumnus after they graduate. And the employers that post on Handshake are actually specifically recruiting for students who are just graduating with their bachelor's degree. So it's a really great resource for students. I've heard a lot of student success getting a full-time job offer before they graduate. So it makes our transfer students feel really confident in getting that kind of support and networking while they're a student with us. Another big aspect and aspect we offer to our students is being faith-based. So we are a Christian university. Our whole aim being a Christian university is for you to graduate stronger in your faith identity than when you came in. And we offer plenty of ways to grow in your faith. We offer a chapel service 4 times a week. We offer religion classes that you can incorporate into your academic program. And we also offer optional mission trips in the summer. Those are actually going to resume next summer, believe it or not. And also ministries, often on campus, to serve out in the community of San Diego. So service, equipping students, is a big part of who we are. And as prospective students, we hope that that was something that you're seeking as part of your time finishing off your degree with us. And then, like other universities, we do offer clubs and organizations. If you're interested in sports, we're NCAA Division II. And because we're so small, again, that 2,700, it's really easy to start a club on campus if you want. We do have a transfer specific club. It's called TAG, Transfer Activities Group. It's a social club just for transfer students to get connected with community and make sure they feel well transitioned when they get here. And then kind of the top questions we get: financial aid, when can I apply? So for financial aid first, we do offer as an institution up to $10,000 in a transfer merit scholarship. No second application is required. We just use the GPA we see on your application. The minimum is a 3.0. Depending on how high that GPA is, it can go up to $10,000 a year. On top of that, as an institution, we also offer our own unique need-based grant. It's based on your FAFSA. So on top of any government aid you may qualify for by submitting your FAFSA to us, we also try to qualify you for Point Loma specific financial aid. So you never know what package yours is going to look like unless you apply, get accepted, and get that financial aid award. We encourage you not to wait to have that conversation started. We do realize our cost is significantly more, sticker price wise, than your public university option. So don't hesitate to contact our Student Financial Services office, speak with an advisor one-on-one. They're going to be your best resource. And then we have other new student scholarships that we offer. Transfer students are included in those opportunities. They're in athletics. So if you want to be a collegiate athlete with us, that works out from the coaches. Communication Studies Department offers scholarships if you want to participate in speech and debate or our theater program. And then also our music department offers scholarships if you are musically inclined. So those amounts vary, but again, they can add up to a merit scholarship, student scholarship. You never know what that financial aid package is going to look like until you apply and get that package. We are accepting applications. There are no prerequisites required for any of our majors with the exception of nursing. But again, unfortunately, we're not accepting nursing applications for fall 2022 or spring. Our minimum GPA to be considered is a 2.7. The average is around that 3.35. So pretty broad spectrum. And then you'll see more than half of our students who are applying are being offered admission. You'll notice the deadline, spring deadline is coming up for spring 2022. It's on October 1st, the fall deadline is February 15th. And then to get the most information, if you just wanted the transfer admissions overview at Point Loma, just go ahead and put in pointloma.edu/transfer and it'll give you all the information you need. I think that's pretty much it. If you do have any questions, I'll go ahead and answer them right now. Otherwise, thanks for listening in, and I will hand it over to the next. The one is next.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Juan Carlos.
Oh, okay, great.
UC Merced.
Good morning, everyone. Hope we're doing very well today. My name is Juan Carlos Lopez. I'm an admissions advisor for the University of California, Merced. I represent the University of California system itself as well. The University of California, we're one institution, one university, one mission, one philosophy. Under that, we do have 9 campuses or 9 choices or options as you would see fit. When you think about the University of California, think about the stuff that we do on our campus. We are considered to be a research institution, but at the same time, I like to consider that the University of California is more than that. We do offer opportunities for our students to be involved in many aspects of their education. So looking at UC Merced in many ways or another, we've been open for 15 years actually. And one of the things about UC Merced is if you think about what we've done for the past 15 years, we've come a long way. We made a lot of strides in regards to our rankings and what have you. So when you think about the University of California, think about how UC Merced can be a part of your academic future in regards to what we offer on our campus. But before I even dwell into that, think about also the the impact we have made in regards to the community and not only to the community, but also around the world in regards to what's being conducted on our campus. But as we move up on the rankings itself, think about also how UC Merced as an institution uh, can be a viable place for you to get your education. At the same time, UC Merced is located in the Central Valley, California, or in this case, in the heart of California. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that we are near an ocean, nor we are surrounded by a lot of big buildings. We are surrounded by a lot of agriculture. We're not an agriculture university. However, our students who are environmental science or environmental engineering, they take advantage of those resources. I like to think that UC Merced is a hole in the donut with everything around it nice and sweet because we are near Yosemite, Monterey Bay, Santa Cruz, San Francisco, Sacramento, and Fresno. So right smack in the middle. And with that said, you think about how the university itself has grown. As I mentioned to you, we're 15 years old, we just completed that. And the oldest dormitory is about 2008. As you can see, to your right of the screen there is all the white buildings are the new buildings that have been built for the past, which we finished our 2020 project. Everything north of that, right above the pond there, you see all the academics. We do have 3 schools that offer that academics. The majority of our students who attend UC Merced are from California, 99% of them. 39.5% are from Southern California. 0.5 are either international or out of state, but there's a great distribution of population across the board in regards to our students through that. Our students who attend our campus, about 78% of our students are new transfers, first generation. What that means is basically they're first ones to go to their family, go to college. At the same time, our population on our campus is less than 10,000. I think that UC Merced offers kind of a private school setting with income, and that's one of the things that makes UC Merced a unique place. As mentioned earlier, we do have 3 schools on our campus: the School of Engineering, the School of Natural Sciences, and the School of Social Science, Humanity, and Arts. Our most popular or most sought out programs are mechanical engineering, computer science and engineering, biological sciences, management and business economics, and psychology. Now, as a transfer student, your goal is to basically meet all the requirements that are here to whatever major you want to look into. So one of the things that we tell students, you must have a 60 unit by the end of your second, by 60 unit count, must have depending on the major, 2.4 is what you need to apply. But keep in mind that some of these majors might require a higher GPA, so make sure you look at assist.org for more information in regards to that. Along the way, we want to make sure that you have the 7 course pattern met, meaning that you need to have these in place. And at the same time, if you think about our campus as to how we manage our population or how we look at our students, we also offer students a lower transfer opportunity. For students who have attended at least 1 year of community college, we could offer them a lower transfer application for them to apply as a lower transfer to our campus. Our newest major on our campus is the civil engineering. We were happy to know that last year there was a lot of students who actually applied to that major, which we're very happy, and thus the growth of our campus as we move forward in regards to who we are as a university. Now, as mentioned to you, we're a smaller campus, so when you have 62% of our undergrad classes have fewer than 30 students, again, offering that great environment, the collaboration with our professors, with the professors and with students at hand, and with 57% of our students have had a class in which the professor knew the name. Again, this adds a lot of importance to the research and the internships that are available on our campus and the opportunities for our students to actually get to know the professors and be exposed to more research opportunities in our campus. We always tell students to do interdisciplinary research in regards to that so that you'll be more exposed to more skills that you'll be having if you're planning to go off to a graduate program or you're planning to go into the workforce. And with the research we've conducted, if any of you saw the Perseverance that landed on Mars, UC Merced had to do with this project, with the logistics and the building of it. And eventually, I could tell you that UC Merced now is in Mars. This is the smallest most sample as to where our students are at, either working or going to graduate programs. And some of these companies do like to hire our students because they do bring a lot of great skills to their environment. The application itself has been open since August. You need to apply from November 1st to the 30th. Doesn't matter whether you're the first one or the last one, as long as you get it in before November 30th. If for some reason you want to apply for the spring time, we do offer opportunities for you to apply in July to be admitted in the following year, for example, next year for the springtime. We don't have early decision on our campus, so keep that in mind. For every campus you apply to is $70. Some of you will meet the fee waiver and get a fee waiver, get 4 campuses for free. I want to thank you very much. I am your local representative for your region. My name is Juan Carlos Lopez. Are there any questions?
No questions at the chat at this time. So any students that are viewing, you're more than welcome to type questions in the chat and we'll get them answered either live or through the chat. So seeing no questions at this time for Merced, we're going to move on to Woodbury University. Justin, it's all yours.
All right, thank you so much. Let me share my screen real quick. Full screen. All right, so my name is Justin Stadel. I am an admissions counselor for Woodbury University. I specifically work with students applying to the School of Architecture, so architecture, interior design, that sort of thing. But I want to talk about Woodbury as a whole. I'll probably give examples that are more architecture and interior design based. But as a whole, Woodbury University is a very small school. It's about 1,100 to 1,200 students every year. It's much smaller than my high school, but it's small and it's kind of centrally located in the Burbank, Los Angeles area. So again, we're a design and professional arts based institution. We have a School of Architecture. We also have a School of Media, Culture, and Design, which is kind of your animation, filmmaking, fashion design. We have a School of Business, which is, your management, accounting, marketing, fashion marketing. And then we also have our College of Liberal Arts, so communications, poli-sci, history, that sort of thing. So I mentioned that we're in the Burbank area because we were originally just a School of Business, and we moved to the Burbank area in this, what looks like actually one of the studio lots, but it's really centrally located to where all of kind of the creative industry of Los Angeles and of the country is. In terms of, down the street is Disney Imagineering, Cartoon Network, Blizzard Entertainment. There's just a lot of Universal Studios. There's a lot of creative industry around us. We work closely with Gensler Architecture. We actually had School of Architecture had a housing symposium at Gensler Architecture, where we invited architects and public speakers to address the homelessness situation in the city, but then also across the country. It got presented at the United Nations. So there's this close, I guess, working relationship throughout the school. And it means that your professors are working professionals. I mentioned Gensler Architecture. Aaron Gensler works for Woodbury University. Barbara Bestor hires a lot of Woodbury students, worked as faculty. She designed the main campus for Beats by Dre headquarters in Culver City. So our student to faculty ratio is very small. It's like 9 to 1. And you have this close working relationship, which is important because our students are required an internship. You're required to work in your field as part of your degree. And you'll do that by getting to know your professors, working with the Career Center, outreach, and kind of really getting into your profession as you're getting into your major. For transfer students, so I have some quick facts about transfer applicants. So your minimum transfer units are 24. That means that to be considered a transfer student, you need 24 transferable credits. So general ed is often, most students go for that 60 mark, but you can transfer before that, especially if you're transferring into some of the design-based majors. You follow a studio sequence, so you'll probably want to start that studio sequence as soon as possible. Otherwise, you will want to portfolio into the program at a higher studio level. I know I can speak only towards architecture and interior design. That's a big driver for transfer students is figuring out their portfolio and working on it for admissions and also advanced studio placement. So for admissions purposes, 2.75 and above is for general admissions. We also have a transition track. We look at the whole application. So obviously GPA, but if GPA isn't your strong point, definitely pay attention to your portfolio, your essays, your personal statement, letters of recommendation are great. You can talk to your admissions counselor more about those things. But the application deadline is March 1st. Usually our transfer students apply at least by January, February. Your FAFSA application is due by, I think, March 2nd. So that's a good time frame to think about. But then we also have spring applications. So if you're planning to apply for midway through, you can apply by November 1st for a priority deadline. You can actually apply after that, but for priority is November 1st. We offer a lot of scholarships, merit-based scholarships, generous scholarships for transfer students. I encourage you to apply to all the colleges that you're interested in. And then once you've been accepted to those colleges, they'll offer you financial aid packages. Keep an eye out for that, because based on your GPA, you can receive up to $14,000 from Woodbury. That's on top of your Cal Grants, any Cal Grants you're offered, or Pell Grants. And we also offer additional need-based aid. And then also there's one-off scholarships we also offer throughout the year. Transfer students can win the Woodbury Prize, for instance, through School of Architecture and Interior Design. So the best portfolios win an extra scholarship. So keep that in mind, that it's best to just apply to all the schools you're interested in, and then kind of look at the financial aid packages for those schools. What else? So again, my name is Justin. I'm one of a few admissions counselors. We each have our different majors that we are particularly assigned to, so we have particular knowledge about it. I encourage you, if you're interested in architecture or interior design, please reach out to me. Other majors, please reach out, go on our website and contact the admissions counselor, because they're very helpful. We're all very helpful, very friendly, and we can help you out through the process or any kind of questions you might have about transfer. Usually with transfer students, I get a lot of very detailed questions, and usually the transfer students are very knowledgeable what they're looking for and what they want. So I encourage you to have those conversations. We also have virtual and in-person campus tours. So either one, just reach out to our campus director, Rachel. She's wonderful. And then we also have admissions events that happen throughout the year. So Discover Woodbury is coming up on October 16th. I highly encourage you to come to that. That's virtual this year, so you can talk to the chairs of our departments, students who are currently going to school, get a virtual tour of the campus. So there's different ways to kind of engage with it, but there's also other events that come up throughout the year. So like I mentioned, there's a portfolio workshop for architecture and interior design. I highly, highly encourage you to come to that. That's good for any college you apply to, because for architecture and interior design specifically, they give you feedback on your portfolio. So you can get some feedback before you submit it for your application. And then you can also contact our students. So if you go on our website, you can find their numbers to text. We have a number of students in different design or different degree fields. So you can kind of get their personal kind of take on the campus life, their degrees, their majors, that sort of thing. So I think that's about it. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Great, thank you so much, Justin. So we are resetting one more time to restart this whole process. Actually, not one more time, we have a few more times.
Rinse and repeat.
Yes, rinse and repeat. I'm going to stop the recording. So just so our host. And for those students just joining us, welcome to the 2021 Virtual Transfer University Fair. We have with us today Cal Poly Pomona, Point Loma Nazarene University, UC Merced, and Woodbury University. So they'll each be presenting for about 5 to 6 minutes with a minute for questions. Please feel free to type your questions in the chat and we will answer them live or respond to you via chat. So first up, we have Raisa from Cal Poly Pomona.
Hello, good morning. Still, this is probably the last one that will be morning. We'll get to afternoon soon enough. Yeah, so I'm gonna get going here at the Cal Poly Pomona presentation. Awesome. You all see that looks kind of weird on my screen. Give me 1 second. Okay. Can you all see that okay?
Yes, looks good.
Okay, perfect. Just want to make sure it got weird on my screen. All right, so yes, let's get started here. Cal Poly Pomona campus highlights and admissions requirements. So for our campus, we are a polytechnic university, and really what that means is that we have learning philosophy is learn by doing. So you're going to take multiple approaches to your learning, whether that's through project-based assignments, research opportunities, internship opportunities built into your curriculum. And it's really just an opportunity for students to go beyond the classroom and not just read a book, close it, move on to the next thing, but how are you going to be applying what you learn in the classroom, in real world and outside the classroom experiences. Our campus, we are located in LA County. So there are 2 Cal Polys. There's Cal Poly Pomona, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, or SLO for short. But we are Cal Poly Pomona. We are in LA County, and we are central to 4 of the major counties in California, which is a great opportunity for students to kind of build their networks, build communities, and major regions in the state of California. We have LA County to our west, Orange County to our south, and San Bernardino and Riverside County to the east. So a lot of great opportunities for students to have access various parts of the states and from our campus, and be centrally located down in Southern California. Our campus, we kind of like to pride ourselves on having smaller class sizes. You'll see that we have a 28-to-1 student to faculty ratio. And our campus, we have about 30,000 students. So you think about 30,000 having, on average, tend to have some smaller class sizes, really lends itself to have great opportunities to engage with your faculty and your peers within the classroom, and kind of have some of that one-on-one opportunity to actually work with the faculty, not necessarily with the teacher's assistant or anything like that. As well, within the academic realm and just learning experiences, students can take part in various programs on our campus. They can study abroad, do undergraduate research, and so much more. One thing just like to highlight here for our rankings, I won't go through all of them, but really just we like to pride ourselves on this idea of social mobility, making sure that students have the opportunity as they get their degree to move up in their socioeconomic status once they get their degree from Cal Poly Pomona. As well as some unique and notable majors we have. We have our hospitality management program, which is ranked number 19 in the world. And we have our own student-run restaurant, conference center, and hotel on our campus. I've actually stayed in the hotel. It's pretty nice, and I've been at the restaurant and the conference center. So it's really great to see students actually, put that learn by doing philosophy into action, and being part of these industry, level opportunities on our campus. We also have like architecture, we have our apparel merchandise management. Within our agriculture department, we have our animal science, animal health science, pre-vet. So a lot of really great, unique opportunities for students that come to our campus. We are ranked number 25 for best colleges for transfer students on the West. So for our transfer students coming in, we have transfer programs and resources and workshops and mentors that really try to help students acclimate to the 4-year experience and to our campus as well. We're looking at the minimum transfer requirements. You'll see something similar probably across the board with all 23 Cal states. We, majority of us, so for our campus, we only admit upper division transfer students. So you need to have that 60 transferable units. Of those 60, 30 of them must be in general education. You have to have a minimum of a 2.0 GPA to submit an application. And the last requirement is making sure you have the completion of your Golden 4. So that's your oral communication, English composition, critical thinking, and college level math. So these are the bare minimum to be eligible to submit an application for our campus. Now, if you're looking at some of our majors here, you'll see on the screen our impacted majors. For Impaction, just means we get more eligible applicants than we have spots available. So it makes it more competitive in the admissions process. So higher GPA is definitely going to be considered. And what we call supplemental criteria, it can be a specific course requirement, specific GPA requirement, things like that for each of these particular majors. For our campus, the application opens October 1st, which is next week. It's coming up really quickly. For Cal Poly Pomona, our application will be open from October 1st through November 30th. You can apply on Cal State Apply, and Cal State Apply is actually the application, the website you'll use for all 23 Cal States. It's $70 per application, unless you get a fee waiver, which is built into the Cal State Apply application. So just make sure that you can start the process October 1st, take your time filling out the application. Once you submit your application, just stay up to date with your emails, check your spam for important dates and deadlines that will be coming down the pipeline. Other things just like to highlight so students are aware, our campus has numerous opportunities for support services and resources, and just opportunities for inclusivity for students on campus to feel like part of the Bronco community. You know, you can take part in, seeking resources and support from our student health and wellness, counseling services, our career center, our undocumented student center. We have our basic needs programs for students who might be facing food or housing insecurity, and the list goes on. This is not an exhaustive list. This is very, very condensed, but these resources are either free or very, very low cost to you as a student. So take advantage of them. We want you to be successful holistically, both inside and outside the classroom. And so these are just some resources that highlight some of that. Our department, we outreach and recruitment. You'll see myself and our amazing counseling team. So we do pre-admission advising. So you can always reach out to us if you have any questions about the admissions process, application process as well. Our department does in-person and virtual tours for our campus. So come, stop by, reach out to us, say hello. We're here to help. We're here. We're happy to answer any questions you may have. And with that, I'll leave it open quickly for any questions if there are any.
All right, so there is one question in the chat, and it is to apply for spring of 2023 admissions. When would I need to submit my application?
Yeah, great question. So for spring, that application opens in summer. It's usually open the month of August. So August 1st through August 31st. Your admissions requirements, so everything I went over, the 60 units, your Golden 4, if you have supplemental criteria, or even if you're doing like an ADT, any of that, all that needs to also be completed by summer. It cannot be completed in fall. So in this case, your admissions requirements have to be completed by the end of summer of 2022. It can't go into fall of 2022. And then, if you're admitted, you start spring of 2023.
Great,
Great
thank you for that. So there are two more questions, but I'm going to go ahead and chat those to you, and then we'll respond via chat.
Yep.
So Jennifer and Landy, just hang tight, and we'll get your responses to you in the chat. So moving on to our next presenter, Nicole with Point Loma Nazarene University.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nicole Munden. I am representing Point Loma Nazarene University. We are your small private Christian university option in San Diego, California. So just give me a moment while I share my screen. All right, so if you've never heard of us before, again, we are in San Diego, California. This is a picture of our location in the Point Loma neighborhood. We are centrally located, so we are really close to our airport. It's only about 10 minutes away. And then if you know San Diego, the airport is also very close to our downtown neighborhood. That's about 10 to 15 minutes away from our campus. This slide will give you kind of a snapshot of who we are. We are capped in enrollment, so we have just under 2,700 undergraduate students on our main campus. Our graduate campus is in a different part of San Diego, and the city of San Diego has kept our enrollment just because of our location along Sunset Cliffs. So that makes it really nice for student to faculty ratio and also average classroom size. So just kind of reflect, if you are that learner that needs to be in a smaller classroom environment, definitely consider Point Loma as one of your private Christian options when it comes time to consider your transfer universities. You'll see there too, we do have a significant portion of our population who are transferring from different community colleges and other four-year universities, up to a quarter between the fall and the spring. And we offer pretty much the spectrum of majors and minors. So we do offer all of the STEM fields. We have a College of Arts and Humanities that includes visual arts, journalism, media communication, organizational communication. We do offer, one of my favorites is our Family Sciences department, which offers social work, sociology, child development, criminal justice, nutrition. And then we, the majors that are listed that you see here are our largest 5 departments. So that's business, biology, kinesiology, psychology, and nursing. And just to let you know, we are unfortunately not accepting nursing transfer applications for this next term. You can check back with us in August to see if we'll resume accepting nursing applications for fall 2023. A few resources we feel helps us stand out as your private university option is that we are really big on professional guidance on campus. So through our career services, transfer students are plugged in right away to start building their networking skills, figuring out, post-graduation options, making sure if you do want a full-time job, that you have a great resume to show that you are a competitive applicant. When you submit your application, we help you find jobs through a resource called Handshake. It's an online job board that students have free access to while they're a student and for up to a year after they graduate as an alumnus. So really, really great for our seniors who apply while they're still with us, but also if it doesn't end up working out right after you graduate, you can hop back on Handshake, find another full-time job. And then that also applies for students, or career services also help students who are wanting to go off and earn their master's degree or pursue more schooling after they earn their bachelor's degree with us. We have an awesome pre-med or pre-health program at Point Loma. So if you are interested in pursuing medical school or other graduate or professional schools, we help you to become a competitive applicant. Our acceptance rate to graduate and medical school in the first try is 90%. So that's testament to how well we prepare our students. And another thing we're really big on, because we're a Christian university, is building kind of your faith identity and helping you figuring that out while you're a student with us. So our whole aim as a Christian university is for you to graduate stronger in your faith identity than when you came in as a new student. And again, like other universities, we do offer plenty of things you can get involved with outside of just studying. We offer collegiate athletics, so we are NCAA Division II. And because we're so small, if there is a club that you don't see at Point Loma that you'd like to start, it's a really easy process with our student government to get your club started the very next semester. And then for probably the top questions that we get from transfer students is financial aid, and also when can I apply? How long will it take me to graduate? If you've been following kind of the CSU or UC program track and fulfilling your IGETC or CSU breadth requirements, we will accept that to cover our general education requirements. If you are on your way to earning your associate's degree, we will also accept that and honor that to cover our general education requirements. So more or less, if that's your track, your program at Point Loma to finish your bachelor's degree is probably going to be 2 years. But with us, there are no prerequisites. There's no minimum amount of classes you need to complete before you can apply to transfer. So you can even have 1 or 2 classes completed after high school and apply to transfer to Point Loma. It just really depends on how long you want your academic program to be after you transfer. For financial aid, we do offer institutional financial aid. So outside of what the FAFSA will offer you, as an institution, we offer a scholarship of up to $10,000 a year. That's merit-based. No second application is required. We use the GPA that we see on your application to award you this merit scholarship. And the minimum GPA you need is a 3.0 that will grant you a merit scholarship. We also offer a need-based grant from Point Loma that's determined by your FAFSA. And again, it's separate than government aid. It's something that we as a university will also offer our students. We do encourage you. We know that the cost to attend Point Loma is significantly more than your public option. So go ahead, anytime you're ready, contact our student financial services, speak with an advisor. They're going to be your best resource to kind of figure out realistically how we can make a year or 2 at Point Loma a financial reality for you. We are accepting for fall and spring applications right now. The spring deadline is coming up on October 1st, and then our fall deadline is February 15th. The transfer hub online is going to be pointloma.edu/transfer. So all the information you need if you're curious about transfer admissions is going to be on that page. And thank you for listening on my presentation. My name is Nicole, and I'll answer any questions.
There's not any questions in the chat yet, but students, please feel free to add them. Even if Nicole's not presenting, if I see a question in the chat, I'll send it to her via chat and we'll get you a response. So moving on to our next presentation with Juan from UC Merced.
Still good morning. Good morning. My name is Juan Carlos Lopez. I'm an admissions advisor for the University of California, Merced. When you think about the University of California, think of it all the 9 campuses that we have within the system. We're one university with those 9 options. UC Merced is the youngest campus in the UC system. And how does it play a role in the system? We've been open for past 15 years. And for the past 15 years, we've made a lot of strides in regards to our campus. We moved up in the rankings if that's something you're looking for. We make sure that our students have all the resources and opportunities that are offered on our campus. And the growth of our university itself is a lot, there's a lot to say about our campus. But one of the things that you want to make sure is that the friendliness of the campus in itself. UC Merced is located in Central Valley, California, right in the middle, smack in the middle of that. We're surrounded by a lot of agriculture, so I'm not going to tell you that we're near an ocean, nor we are near any big cities. But when the city of Merced, there are about 80,000 residents, which is kind of a small town population there, but it does offer a lot of opportunities living in that small town. Now, being in the Central Valley or up in the middle of California, it also has this opportunities for our students who are basically environmental science or environmental engineering. They can actually utilize the resources outside of the buildings for research and what have you. We're not an agriculture country, so that's keep that. We're not of that, even though there's a lot of that around the university itself. Another thing too is that just because we're in the middle of Central Valley, California, it doesn't mean that we are in the middle of nowhere. We're actually in the middle of everything. I think that UC Merced is that hole in that donut with everything around it's nice and great. Having a relationship with Yosemite, the only UC campus that has that, with Fresno, Monterey, Santa Cruz, San Francisco, and Sacramento. Easy access for our students who actually want to go do internships in these areas. It's a possibility for that. This is the growth of our community, our university itself. Everything that you see here on the screen here, on your left and on your right are the dormitories, and in the right in the middle, the bottom, in the center are basically your student services buildings, and everything north of the pond or kind of the lake there is all of our academic buildings are at. And we just finished our 2020 project, so all of our new buildings are basically the ones to your right, all the white buildings, and eventually grow into our 2030 project, which we're going to be starting to do that pretty soon. The University of California itself, our campus has about 99% of our students who are from California who've been admitted to our campus. We're less than 10,000 students on our campus. Once again, we're the smallest campus in the UC system. And one of the benefits of being a smaller campus in the UC system, I always tell students that our campus is more like a private school setting with the public outcome. As you can see, the distribution of population on our campus is almost evenly across the board, but the majority of the students who attend UC Merced are from Southern California, while 0.5% are from either out of state or international students. And then one of the things about our campus is our first generation status is basically 78% of our students are new transfer students to our campus. So those are the individuals who basically are first in their families to attend our university. And as we move forward into the next generation of students who attend UC Merced, think about the majors that you want to go into. Think about the possibilities of going into these fields. So our campus right now has three schools: the School of Engineering, the School of Natural Sciences, the School of Social Science Humanities. The most sought out programs are mechanical engineering, computer science and engineering, biological sciences, management business economics, and psychology. So one of the things that you, as a transfer student, you got to make sure that you have that 60 unit threshold in order for you to transfer over to university. Along the way, you need to have at least have all these 7 course pattern met. And of course, your major prep courses as well with that. A good way to kind of evaluate yourself as to where you are in the game in regards to use our UC TAP guidelines on online, and use also our guaranteed admissions program or GAP. If you meet all the requirements, there's only 6 campuses, one of them being UC Merced, that guarantees you admissions as long as you meet all the criteria on our for admissions. Also, another thing too is that we just added a new program to our campus actually last year, the civil engineering, and we were proud to tell you is that a lot of students did apply to that campus, to that major last year. So we're very proud. So we did right in a sense where we are looking forward to providing that opportunity for our students who attend UC Merced. Another thing too about our campus is that, and once again, going back to the small aspect of the community, 62% of our undergrad classes have fewer than 30 students. 57% of our students say that they had a class in which a professor knew the name. And this is a good way to think about, because as most of you might know, that the University of California is known as a research-based institution. The reality is that we do both. We do research and we do a lot of hands-on experience on our campuses. But when you have about 57% of our students who have had a class in which a professor knew their name, this adds to a collaboration between the professor and the students in the classroom, providing you with opportunities for internships and or research opportunities on our campus as well. With the 18 research facilities that we have on our campus, we always tell students, expose yourself to that research because you might be part of this project. UC Merced presented this year in Mars. UC Merced had a lot to do with this project where we worked with the logistics, not me, the students, the graduate, but the research that was done, and some of the mechanics that came along with this aspect as well. So you see, one of the things is that UC Merced, as an institution, we'd also like to tell you that our students are doing amazing things. These are a small sample as to where students are at and what they're doing as far as going to graduate school, going into law school. This is one of the things that we do think that provides a kind of a good environment for our students. Going back to the idea that we're a smaller campus, more exposure to you as an individual who's going to attend. The application opened up in August. We're allowing students to actually fill out that application. You're only allowed to submit your application from November 1st to the 30th. It doesn't matter whether you're the first or the last one, make sure you get it in before then. If you miss that deadline, you can apply in July of any given year to go into the following spring. So for example, if you apply this, you forget the deadline this year, you could actually apply next July to get into 2023 for admissions as well. For every campus that you apply to is $70 per campus. Some of you might apply for a fee waiver. And if you do get a fee waiver, you get 4 campuses for free. We don't do early decision. You kind of have to wait to the end of March. In this case, for transfer students, you'll be looking at February, April for admissions because you have a longer stay in regards to you as an individual. But one of the things that I'll tell you right now is that UC Merced also is very generous when it comes to financial aid. Just to give you a heads up, if your family income earns less than $80,000, the University of California will cover your tuition and fees. I want to thank you very much, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Now I turn it over to Woodbury University.
So we actually have one question for you.
Okay.
The question is if you offer a social work major.
The closest to that will be sociology. A social work major will be a master program, so they would have to go into a kind of that. So we don't really necessarily have that as a major on our campus.
Okay, thank you so much.
Mhm.
All right, so now we have Justin with Woodbury.
All right, thank you so much. Good afternoon. I can say that. So good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to share my screen real quick. Full screen. All right, so my name is Justin Stadel. I'm an admissions counselor for Woodbury University, specifically for the School of Architecture. There's 5 of us that handle different majors. I work specifically with School of Architecture students, so I'll be talking about the university in general, but a lot of my examples will be architecture and interior design related, because that's my experience and that's kind of what I know. So Woodbury University, if you haven't heard of it, is actually one of the oldest schools in the West, oldest universities. It's very small, and it's broken up into three schools within the university. So there's the School of Architecture, the students I work with. There's also media, culture, and design. So filmmaking, animation, graphic design, fashion, those majors. School of Business, marketing, accounting, management, those kinds of majors. And then College of Liberal Arts. So your poli-sci, history, communications, that sort of thing. We actually were founded in downtown Los Angeles as a school of business, and then we moved up to the kind of Burbank, Los Angeles, right on the line between the two, and expanded into these kind of design and creative arts, professional creative arts. Woodbury is considered the jewel of Burbank. It's got these powerhouse majors that are really first class. I can speak towards architecture and interior design myself, but there's also, filmmaking, animation, game art and design, fashion design, fashion marketing. So one of the reasons behind that is because we're centrally located to kind of the creative capital of Los Angeles and, the country. We're nearby Disney Imagineering, that's down the street, Cartoon Network, Warner Brothers Studios, Nickelodeon, Blizzard Entertainment, and then in architecture, Best Store Architecture, Gensler Architecture is downtown. Gensler is the largest architecture firm in the world. Erin Gensler works at Woodbury University. Barbara Brett Best Store used to work at Woodbury University. She's, she did the design for Beats by Dre headquarters in Culver City. Linda Tallman did the Dia Beacon in New York. There's just these great professors that work at Woodbury and are professionals. So I think that's a really important thing if you're thinking about your degree and your profession, is to kind of think about your next steps. I know you're, as transfer students, you're kind of moving from high school to community college or college, some other institution, and you're kind of working through these steps. But I think it's important to think about where you're going to land in your profession. And one of the great things about Woodbury is that it is really centrally located, and it does pull from these different industries very directly. In fact, the internship is a requirement of your degree. I can speak towards architecture has even the IPAL program, which kind of brings in your path towards licensure. So there's only 2 schools that offer this in California for undergrad, but it's, and Woodbury is one of them, but it's kind of integrating your other aspects of your licensure process into your degree. So by the end of it, you can have your degree and your license. And that's, your summers are filled with internships and working at firms, and you're studying in a cohort towards your ARE exams. So there's a lot of great things that kind of that Woodbury offers that kind of pulls you into your profession, so you hit the ground running. For transfer students, let me get into that directly. For transfer applicants, keep in mind that you're considered a transfer student if you have 24 transferable credits or more. So you can go towards that 60 credit that a lot of schools, especially the state schools, are required for transfer, which is great. But keep in mind that you can also transfer at a lower transfer credit count to 24. Now, having 24 credits means that we won't look at your high school GPA for admissions purposes and for merit-based scholarships. You can also transfer before you hit that 24 mark, but we look at high school then as a part of your GPA, part of your admissions process. For a number of our programs, portfolio is required in some of them. I can speak towards architecture, interior design, animation, graphic design, I think. So talk to your admissions counselor, because they will kind of talk with you about kind of specifics to the degree. And I can tell you that I get into the most detailed questions and conversations with transfer students. It's enjoyable because transfer students kind of have a very good understanding of the direction they're kind of trying to take, and the general credits that might transfer and how long it'll take for them to finish their degree. Keep in mind that a lot of the design-based programs are studio-based, right? So that's a sequence of studios. You want to get into that as soon as possible, either at Woodbury, or if you do it at the community college, make sure you take, like for architecture and interior design, make sure you take studio-based classes, and you would then try to portfolio into like a higher placement in the studio sequence. Again, feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to one of the other admissions counselors. Our application deadline is March 1st. Your FAFSA deadline for like the Cal grants is March 2nd. So keep that in mind. You can apply beforehand, but like in architecture, we have portfolio workshops and such. So so you might want to come to a portfolio workshop and then turn in your application. We have merit scholarships. Woodbury is a nonprofit. We offer very generous scholarships up to $14,000 per year just based on GPA. We offer other scholarships as well. And that's on top of your Cal grants and your Pell grants that you may be eligible for. So again, I'm Justin. Feel free to reach out to me. Keep in mind, we have a bunch of admissions events that come out throughout the year. Discover Woodbury is coming up on October 16th. Please come to that if you're interested. You'll get a view of kind of Woodbury University as a school, and then also the different chairs of the different programs will talk, and you can actually have conversations with them. So I think that's about it. If you have any questions for the current students, you can also go onto our website and chat with students via text. But if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask them now. Thank you.
All right, so I'm not seeing any questions in the chat at this time, but definitely if you have a question for Justin, please feel free to type it in the YouTube chat, and we'll make sure that he gets that answered either live or via chat as well. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our next presenter, but feel free to ask any question of any university at any time, and we'll make sure we get that answered for you. So next up, we do have a reset. So we're starting all over again. So first up, we have Raisa with Cal Poly Pomona.
All righty. Good afternoon, everyone. Let's jump right into our presentation. Awesome. Okay, great. So jump right in. Presentation for Cal Poly Pomona. Talk about our campus highlights and our admissions requirements for our transfer students. So our campus, we are one of two Cal Polys. There's Cal Poly Pomona, which is us, and we're in LA County, and there's Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, or Cal Poly SLO for short. That's in up north in kind of central California area. But today we're talking about Cal Poly Pomona. We are two different campuses, different requirements, things like that. I know we get students that ask if they're similar or what that entails. We are part of Cal State system of our campus. When we talk about polytechnic approach to our learning, really is this idea of learn by doing. So taking multiple approaches to your education. So whether that's through project-based assignments, research opportunities, internship opportunities built into the curriculum, really allows students the opportunity to really take what's learning in the classroom and actually apply it in different real-world experiences, or prepare the students as they are preparing to go into the workforce and things like that. As I mentioned, we are in LA County, so we're kind of centrally located, which is really nice. We're not necessarily in the heart of a city. We're not, too far for anything. So this is kind of like this central located campus where we have LA County to our west, Orange County to the south, and Riverside, San Bernardino County to the east. So really provides a lot of opportunities of access to the four major counties and cities within that region, allowing students to build their networks and find different opportunities close to campus. So although our campus has about 30,000 students, we have relatively small class sizes with an average about 28 to 1 student faculty ratio, and our average class sizes being around there. There'll be some classes that are a little bigger, some a little smaller. For our transfer students, you'll be kind of working on your upper division courses, so you'll tend to see some of the smaller class sizes, which kind of lends itself to have more opportunity to engage with your faculty and with your peers, have some of that one-on-one opportunities for any specialized tutoring or help in your academics, as well as different learning experiences and opportunities and programs. We have study abroad opportunities, undergraduate research opportunities. We have our Kellogg Honors College. So there's a lot of different ways academically that you can, expand your education. In terms of some rankings, we kind of just like to highlight some rankings here, but really just want to focus on, our being highly ranked and upward social mobility for students. And essentially kind of what that means is as you come to our campus and get your degree, it allows the opportunity for students to move up in their social economic status with a degree from Cal Poly Pomona, and really allows the opportunity for growth and wealth, which is, always something to look forward to and something to work towards. When we talk about unique and notable majors, we have our hospitality major, which is ranked number 19 in the world. Our campus specifically features, student-run conference center, a hotel, a 5-star restaurant. I've had the opportunity to eat or sleep or have conferences in all, 3 of these spaces, and it's really great to see students actually, have the opportunity to work in these spaces and have this on our campus. It's open to the public, to really putting that learn by doing philosophy into action. Literally, you can see it on our campus. Within our agricultural college and agriculture, we have our animal science, animal health science, pre-vet, and we also have our apparel merchandise management major. So a lot of different unique majors that we have on our campus. For our transfer students, we're just looking at our admissions requirements. We're looking at upper division transfer students. So you have the 60 transferable units. Of those 60 units, 30 of them must be in general education, including your Golden Four, so your oral communication, English composition, critical thinking, college level math. That's all part of your general education, your Golden Four, and then making sure you have a minimum of a 2.0 GPA to be eligible to submit an application to our campus. But for transfer student, what's going to hold the most weight is your GPA. So making sure, the higher your GPA, the better chance of being admitted. And specifically, that's going to have an even more important if you're applying for some of our impacted majors, because it tends to be higher selectivity because we get more eligible applicants than we have spots available. So it's more competitive in the admissions process. So if you're looking at these majors down here, aside from the minimum requirements I just mentioned, you might also have supplemental criteria, which might entail specific courses you have to complete before you transfer, a specific GPA you have to have met. And I'll put the link in the chat box. So if you are looking at these majors, you know what the supplemental criteria are. Some don't have them, but most do. For our application, you would submit your application on Cal State Apply. Again, this is actually the hub for all 23 Cal States for submitting your admissions application. The application opens October 1st. And for our campus, Cal Poly Pomona, it'll be open from October 1st through November 30th. And each application is $70 unless you qualify for a fee waiver, which is built into the application. So once you submit your application, just continue to check your emails and stay up to date with deadlines. Admissions decisions will start going out next February, end of February, early March, and you have to accept your admissions by May 1st. So more information to come as you submit your application, but just be sure you take your time filling out the application, check your email, and just stay up to date with different dates and deadlines. We talk about building community, resources, support services for our student. Again, we want you to be successful, and success looks different for everyone. So providing different opportunities outside the classroom, it's not only about your academics and your college experience, but really the opportunity to be holistically successful. And so we have free or very low cost, resources for you as a student. With our student health and wellness, we have our counseling services, we have our basic needs program for students who might be facing food or housing insecurity. We have our career center, we have our undocumented student center, we have our disability resource center, veterans resource center, and the list goes on. This is just a very, very small snapshot of the many resources we have available to you as a student. Again, free to you or very low cost. Take advantage of it. We're here to help and support you because we want you to have success, whatever that looks like to you. For the department I work in, outreach recruitment and educational partnerships, we do pre-admission advising. You'll see myself and my amazing counseling team here. You'll see our students in the bottom left-hand corner. We do our campus tours as well. We do in-person and virtual. Reach out to us. We are here to help. We also do drop-in advising Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So come on by, say hello, ask questions. We're here to help. And with that, I'll leave it open to any quick questions if you have any. If not, we'll just jump into the chat.
All right, so moving on to our next presenter, which is Nicole with Point Loma Nazarene University.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nicole Munden. I'm one of the assistant directors for undergraduate admissions at Point Loma Nazarene University. I'll go ahead and share my screen. So if you've never heard of us before, Point Loma Nazarene University is a small private Christian university located in San Diego, California, so not too far from you. We are located right next to the ocean, so we actually do have a trail that will take you to the beach if you want. We're a smaller university, so we're just at 2,700 undergraduate students on our main campus in the Point Loma neighborhood. We're centrally located, so that means we're really close to the airport and also our downtown neighborhood. It's about 10 to 15 minutes away from campus driving. And we do have a graduate campus. It's not going to be on our main campus. It's in a different part of San Diego, but in Point Loma, we have 2,700 undergraduates. That makes it really nice for average classroom size and student to faculty ratio, as you can see here. And then a significant portion of our undergraduate population are coming in as transfer students. It's up to a quarter between the fall and the spring. We do accept applications for the spring semester. We're actually accepting them now, and the deadline for spring 2022 is October 1st. We offer 60 different areas of study, so a very wide spectrum that you can study at Point Loma to earn and finish your bachelor's degree with us. From all the STEM majors to all of our College of Arts and Humanities majors, so you can study visual arts, music, media journalism, study a language. We also, one of my favorites is our Family Sciences department, which offers social work, sociology, criminal justice, child development, dietetics and nutrition. So pretty much something for everyone. And then you'll see here our largest departments right now, considering all the majors that are housed within those departments, are business, biology, psychology, kinesiology, and nursing. And then just to let you know, we unfortunately are not accepting nursing transfer applications for fall 2022. We may resume for fall 2023. You just want to check back with us in August. And then some of the resources we feel helps us stand out from your other private university options. First of all, professional guidance. So our career services office really helps and guides students, transfer students, right when they come in to make sure they are setting themselves up well to be a competitive applicant when they apply to full-time jobs, or if it's your goal to pursue more, to pursue an advanced degree, either medical field, health sciences field, graduate field. The acceptance rate for pre-med students, or pre-health as we call it at Point Loma, and also any graduate school is a 90% on the first try. They also help you find a full-time job. So we offer Handshake, which is an online job board free for our students and for up to a year after our students graduate as an alumnus. And so the employers that post job on Handshake are actually specifically recruiting for students who are just earning their bachelor's degree. And so I personally heard student testimonies of how successful it's been for them, either getting a job before they graduate or hopping back on when they graduate to find a job through Handshake. So that's our career services office. And then most of our programs do require an internship. So we really value making sure students do have that real world experience and also helping them figure out whether or not that major is a fit for them while they're a student with us. We are a faith-based university, so spiritual development is a big part of who we are. Our whole aim as a Christian university is for you to graduate stronger in your faith identity than when you came in as a new student. So we offer chapel services every week, ministry opportunities to serve the community of San Diego. And then we are resuming our mission trips in the summer, next summer. Those go out globally. And also are just different ways to grow in your faith on campus. So we hope as a prospective student at Point Loma that you would like to incorporate that in your transfer experience. And then like other universities, we do offer plenty of things to get involved with outside of just studying. We're small enough where if there is a club that we don't offer that you'd like to offer, you can actually start that club yourself for the very next semester. And then to address the top questions we get, financial aid for Point Loma. So we do accept your FAFSA. And so you want to make sure you submit your FAFSA during your admissions process to Point Loma. That way we can, one, give you the financial aid package from all the government aid. And then also as an institution, we also offer our own merit scholarships based on GPA and also our need-based grant. And that is from us. That's not from the government. That's something that we want to qualify students for. The merit scholarships, there's no second application required. We just use the GPA that you submit for your application. They start off at a 3.0, and then depending on how high your GPA is, they can go up to $10,000 a year. We encourage you to speak with our student financial services team earlier than later. That way you can get the full rundown of financial aid opportunities at Point Loma, so that if you really want to come to our school, we can kind of give you all of your different options to make that happen. And then we are accepting for fall and spring 2022 right now. The application is live on our website. The spring deadline is coming up on October 1st, and then our fall deadline is February 15th. There are no prerequisites required with the exception of nursing, but again, we are not accepting for nursing transfer applications at this time. So you can apply to transfer as soon as you complete one college class after you are done with high school, or if you wanted to do the 2+2 plan, do 2 years to finish your associates, you can finish up with us. And then if you were following like the UC plan or the CSU plan, or on your way to earning your associates, we will honor that to cover most of our general education requirements. So you can more or less expect a 2-year program to finish off with Point Loma. And then you'll see here, most of our students who apply, so over half, are getting offered admission. And we do offer transcript evaluation. So if you wanted to send us over your unofficial transcripts just via email, we can let you know more or less what your program would look like at Point Loma. The main homepage for you, if you want to find out more, is just going to be pointloma.edu/transfer. That's going to give you the most information about transfer admissions. And again, we're also happy to work with you individually. And we are doing in-person visits. So if you wanted to come down to San Diego, make it a trip, we're more than happy to host you on campus. Thank you so much for listening in. If you have any questions, let me know.
All right, not seeing any questions just yet for Point Loma. But again, students, please type them in the chat. And I've also dropped in the link to where you can see all of the emails for our university representatives for today as well. So moving on to our next presenter, Juan Carlos with UC Merced.
All right, good afternoon now. My name is Juan Carlos Lopez. I'm a representative for the University of California, admissions advisor for the University of California, Merced. I also represent the whole university system when it comes down to it. Keep in mind that the University of California is one institution with 9 options, technically 10, but the 10th campus is the University of California, San Francisco, only for graduate students who want to go into the health profession. But for now, the University of California, when you think about it, being the newest campus in the system, we have come a long way from 15 years. So we just completed our 15-year anniversary. And for the past 15 years, UC Merced has made a lot of strides in the rankings and how we see ourselves. The one aspect of it, if you're looking for a campus that you want to do research, think about how we rank now, the 18 among schools with the R2 research status. What that means is basically that more projects from government or private entities come to our campus because they believe in what we do on our campus. But one of the things that you're going to find out about UC Merced, being the youngest campus in itself, it has a lot of opportunities for our students. We are located in Northern California, right in the Central Valley of California. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that we are surrounded by big buildings, nor are we near a beach, but we are surrounded by a lot of agriculture. And if you think about that, the California's fuels on the economy fuels on agriculture, it doesn't necessarily mean that UC Merced is an agriculture university. But what we do is that students do take advantage of those resources by tapping into what is around them. For example, environmental science engineering or environmental science, they tap into that. Where our School of Engineering, they create drones to overlook the crops and what have you. But if you think about UC Merced, don't think of it as being in the place we're in the middle of nowhere, which we're not. We're centrally located to everything. I like to think that UC Merced is that hole in the donut with everything around nice and sweet. When you think about Yosemite, and UC Merced is being the only campus that has a relationship with the National Forest, Fresno, Monterey Bay, Santa Cruz, San Francisco, and Sacramento. So real access to those places when you attend UC Merced, and I'm going to get into that in a bit, how those places become crucial to our campus. Our campus has grown. Again, this is what it looks like as of today. We do have the new buildings. We just finished our 2020 project. Our newest buildings will be to your right, the white buildings there. Along that, we opened up a brand new student center service center. along with our conference center, and the 2 soccer fields have been certified by the NCAA, just because we are hopefully heading that direction. And everything you see on your right and on your left are basically all the dormitories. We do have dorms, and we do have apartment-like type of dorming, excuse me. And then north of the pond there is where all our academics are at. And if you see, looked around in the background there, you see there's a lot of empty spaces, ground, and a lot of you see some cows running or what have you. But that's what UC Merced is all about. 90% of our students from California are from attend UC Merced. Our population is less than 10,000 students, but the majority of the students who attend UC Merced are from Southern California. It's almost an even distribution across the board, all the state of California. 0.5% are either international or out-of-state students, which is kind of cool. Our first-generation status for our transfer students, 78% are new transfer students who attend UC Merced. And with that, these are the individuals who are first in their families to attend our campus. And we do have a lot of resources for our transfer population on our campus that allows them to actually get involved in a lot of opportunities, including research. As a matter of fact, we offer students who were studying this past fall, last year, this past summer, a paid internship for 6 weeks. It didn't even matter if you were a science major or what have you. We're just looking for a research opportunity. And that was an opportunity that we give our students who attended, who were committed to UC Merced this fall. Our campus has 3 schools: the School of Engineering, the School of Natural Sciences, the School of Social Science and Humanities. Our most sought out programs are mechanical engineering, computer science engineering, biological sciences, management and business economics, psychology. Our newest program to our campus is the civil engineering. We were very happy that last year we did have a huge population that applied to those majors. And this is something that makes us even a little bit more competitive in a sense, because our campus is growing. Another thing too is that we're not an impacted university, but we do have those selective majors where you do have to bring in those requirements in place. However, as a transfer student, keep in mind that we are looking for that 60 unit threshold for admissions. We're looking for your 7-course pattern and your preparation for the major as well. And also the best way for you to guide you through that is by looking at the UC tab, a guideline to help you and guiding you throughout your career in the community college. And we have the GAP program, where basically a guaranteed admissions program that allows you guaranteed admissions to a campus. And we're one of 6 campuses that participate in that campus. As long as you meet all the requirements, you could actually be admitted into that campus. Keep in mind, if you're admitted to our campus through the GAP, doesn't necessarily mean that you're committing to our campus, but it's an opportunity that you'll have something already in your pocket saying that you've been admitted. But follow yourassist.org for any information on any of the majors that you're looking at, in particular because some of the majors might require a higher GPA for admissions as well. So that's what you want to look at as you move forward in regards to the admissions process. Our campus is small enough where we have a good management on our campus in regards to the population. But when you have 62% of our undergrad classes have fewer than 30 students, kind of cool. And when you have 57% of students say that they had a class in which a professor knew their name, that goes to say with the idea that the collaboration between our professors and the undergrad class and what have you on our campus allows students to actually be engaged with the research and internships. And not only that, recommendations become a lot easier because the professors know who you are as an individual who's planning to be on our campus. Let alone with the 18 research facilities that we have on our campus, this is a great opportunity for you to be involved. Interdisciplinary, it doesn't matter which major you want to go into. This is a good way for you to get exposed to those opportunities. Again, we do offer hands-on experience, and we do offer a lot of research-based research on our campus. And one of the things that we're really proud of is that if any of you saw Perseverance Land via NASA on Mars, UC Merced students had a lot to do with this project, with the logistics and the building of the robot that landed in Mars. So I can easily tell you that UC Merced is actually in Mars now. So again, the idea of you getting involved with research is very important to us, and this is a good way for you to build your skills, because we do have students that go beyond that. This is a small sample as to where students are actually either doing internships or working, also going to law school or going to any graduate program after the fact. UC Merced ranks number 1 and 2. Number 1 is sending more students to get their master's. Number 2 is sending more students to get their PhD, right under Berkeley. Again, allowing students to have that opportunity. Our application opened up on August 1st. November 1st to the 30th when you submit your application. If you miss that deadline, you could apply for July next year for springtime to spring of 2023. For every campus you apply to, is $70. There are no early decisions. You have to kind of wait to be told that you were admitted end of February, beginning March, or depending on when we look at your application. But keep in mind that I am your representative for the University of California, Merced. Are there any questions?
All right, seeing no questions at this time, we're going to move on to the next presenter, but students, please feel free to type your questions in the chat at any time, and we'll make sure they're either answered live or via chat. So next up, we have Justin with Woodbury University.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Justin Stottle, and let me share my screen. All right. So my name is Justin, and I am an admissions counselor with Woodbury University. I specifically work with the School of Architecture. We have 5 admissions counselors. Each admissions counselor works with different degree programs. But I want to talk about Woodbury as a whole, but I will give examples in the School of Architecture because that's kind of my specialty. Woodbury is one of the oldest universities on the West Coast. It's a very small university. We're based in between Los Angeles and Burbank. We're actually right on the border. And we were actually started as a business school in downtown Los Angeles. We moved to the Burbank area, and now we've expanded into these 4 separate schools. So we have school business, so you have marketing, management, accounting. And then we have these design-based schools. So School of Architecture, architecture, interior design, construction management, that sort of thing. And then we have media, culture, and design, School of Media, Culture, and Design. So that's your animation, your filmmaking, your game art and design. So we're located in Burbank because that's kind of central to the kind of creative industry in Los Angeles and in the country. So right down the street we have Disney Imagineering, we have Universal Studios, we have Warner Brothers Studios, Blizzard Entertainment, Cartoon Network. We have a lot of the industry kind of surrounding us. For architecture, Gensler Architecture is right downtown in downtown Los Angeles. A lot of students get hired into Gensler. Frank Gehry Partners, who did the crazy Disney building downtown, a lot of our students get hired into there. Aaron Gensler is on faculty at Woodbury University. Yasushi Yoshida did the Broad kind of facade on the Broad Art Museum downtown. So we have a lot of, I guess, faculty that work with our students and actually have their own professions and oftentimes employ students afterwards. Because internship is kind of a central part of Woodbury. No matter which degree or school you drop into at Woodbury, you're going to go into an internship. You're going to use an internship as part of your degree. It's part of your degree requirement. And a lot of our professors and our career service centers make that easy. For transfer students, we have a minimum transferable unit count. That's 24 transferable units. Some students go in and get their 60 units for UCs and CSUs, which is great. That's a track you can take. But keep in mind that if you're applying to Woodbury to apply as a transfer student, you only need 24 transferable units. What that means is that after you reach that threshold of 24, we no longer look at your high school GPA for admissions decisions or for your merit scholarship. Our merit scholarships for transfer students are very generous. We're a nonprofit university. We try to push all that money back into the students through, one way is through merit scholarships, up to $14,000 based on your GPA. So whatever your GPA is, If you're admitted, then we just look at your GPA and award you the scholarship based on that. There's also need-based aid that our financial aid department also offers. And that's on top of any Pell grants or Cal grants that you may also be awarded. We also actually have a lot of our students enter design competitions for scholarships outside of the Woodbury. Our library hosts a scholarship and grants workshop for students and for prospective students every year. Kind of gives you learn the ropes of that process. Like our interior design students oftentimes someone wins the Dongia Prize, which is a $30,000 scholarship. Dongia Foundation is a foundation that we work with. We just did a program with them to help out businesses who are affected by COVID, revamping their storefronts and such like that. So anyway, there's a lot of integration between Woodbury and the business community. But again, going back to the requirements, some of the programs require digital portfolio. We offer, so for architecture, interior design, animation, and graphic design. But we look at the whole application. So GPA 2.75 or above is for regular admission consideration. We do look at GPAs below that. Those go through additional admission requirements, but please focus on your GPA. Please focus on your personal statement, your letters of recommendation, and of course your portfolio if it's required. Application deadlines are March 1st for fall semester. Your FAFSA for Cal Grants is due March 2nd, so keep those deadlines in mind. For spring semester, if you plan on applying for spring, it's November 1st is the priority deadline. Again, my name is Justin. Feel free to contact me. You can look at our website at the different majors. So if my major is in one of your majors, you can reach out to one of our other admissions counselors and talk to them directly. I have long conversations with transfer students because I think transfer students are really looking into their degrees and really kind of considering all the elements. And I highly encourage that. Please reach out to me. We do also offer virtual tours and in-person campus tours. And again, if you reach out to a counselor or if you go to one of our events, we offer fee waiver codes for those. So that's just an incentive to kind of get more invested, talk to somebody about Woodbury and about the campus. And we have Discover Woodbury coming up. So Discover Woodbury is happening October 16th. So that's a good chance to talk to the chairs of the program, get to know students, get a tour of the campus. It's happening virtually, so it's a virtual presentation. So I hope you join us. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. You can also reach out to our students and ask them directly. But I'm going to stop sharing now. There we go.
Great. Thank you so
Thanks.
much, Justin. So again, students, if you have questions, we're about to start our very last round. So this is it for today. So we're going to jump into it. But if you have questions, just type them in the chat and we'll make sure they get answered either live or via chat. So first up for our final round, we have Raisa with Cal Poly Pomona.
Thank you. Always give great introductions. Makes me feel special. Thank you. All right, for the last round, let's get going here. Presentation. Alrighty. Awesome. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Cal Poly Pomona, our campus and admissions requirements for our transfer students. So for our campus, we are one of two Cal Polys. We are Cal Poly Pomona. And for our campus, we really focus on this idea of polytechnic approach to our learning, with our motto being learned by doing. So really taking multiple approaches to your learning through internship opportunities that might be built into your curriculum, research opportunity, project-based assignments, things like that. So really kind of expand what you're learning in the classroom and being able to apply it in real world situations. our campus, we are located in LA County, and we're centrally located to for the major counties within the state of California. So we have LA County really to the west, Orange County to the south, San Bernardino and Riverside County to the east. So a lot of access to these major counties and major cities allow students to build their networks, and great option for different kind of exposure in those regions. So for our campus, we have about 30,000 students, which, yes, is a lot of students, but you'll see smaller class sizes. We have a 28-to-1 student-faculty ratio, and really allows the opportunity for students to engage with their faculty, their peers, have some one-on-one opportunities with faculty and peers and things like that to expand and be able to engage with, in the academic realm, in the classroom, and take that out of the classroom as well. For different learning experiences, we do have study abroad opportunities. We have undergraduate research opportunities, and we also have our Kellogg Honors Program for students that are interested in that as well. So really just want to kind of highlight one of our rankings here is that our campus really prides itself on upward social mobility. So basically for students, as they get their degree from Cal Poly Pomona, are able to move up in their social economic status with their degree and expand their growth and their wealth, which is always, something to strive for if that's what students are looking for. Some notable and unique program majors on our campus. We have our hospitality program, which is ranked number 19 in the world. And our campus, on campus, we have a 5-star restaurant, we have a hotel and conference center, and all these spaces are run and operated by our students. Yes, there are professional staff as well, but primarily it's really kind of puts that learn by doing into action. So come visit our campus and, visit some of these centers we have, and you'll see, our students really kind of on the front line doing great work in these spaces. As well, we have our College of Agriculture, we have our apparel merchandise management, we have our animal health science, animal science, pre-vet. So a lot of different opportunities, unique majors that we offer that you might only find here at Cal Poly Pomona, or the only campus that offers in Southern California, things like that. So for our transfer students, so we are ranked in the top 25 for best colleges for transfer students on the West. And we have different resources. We have a Poly Transfer program that allows transfer students to work with mentors, attend workshops and events to really build a transfer going culture and community on our campus, and to help our transfer students acclimate to the 4-year environment. And so when we're thinking about admissions requirements for our transfer students, you need to have 60 transferable units. So we at Cal Poly Pomona only admit upper division transfer students. So you must have the 60 transferable units, your 30 general education units of those 60, the minimum 2.0 GPA to submit an application, and as well as a completion of your Golden 4. So that's the oral communication, English composition, critical thinking, and college level math. So these requirements, if you're applying for fall of 2022, all of these requirements need to be completed by the end of spring of 2022. So although you'll be submitting your application in October and November of this year, you need to complete these requirements by the end of spring of 2022. If you're looking at some of our impacted programs, which you can see on the listed below, with Impaction, we get more eligible applicants and spots available, so it makes it more competitive in the admissions process. So there tends to be more increased selectivity. So for transfer students, your GPA was going to hold the most weight, so making sure, so the higher your GPA, the better chance of being admitted. As well, for these majors, our impacted majors, there are supplemental criteria that might include specific courses you have to complete before you transfer, or a specific GPA you need to have to transfer for these programs. As I mentioned, for the application and deadline, their application opens next week, October 1st. It's flying by, but you have between October 1st and November 30th to submit your application for Cal Poly Pomona on Cal State Apply. And Cal State Apply is the hub for all 23 Cal states to submit your application. Each application is $70 unless you qualify for a fee waiver, which then you get 4 applications for free. And the fee waiver is built into the Cal State Apply application. Once you submit your application, just continue to check your email, stay up to date with different dates and deadlines and things you need to submit to us. Admissions decisions will start going out the end of February and throughout March. and then you have to accept your admissions by May 1st. So more to come as you go through that process, but you can start October 1st, start working on the application, and just make sure you have it in by November 30th for Cal Poly Pomona. Different resources and support services on our campus. Again, this is just a snapshot of different services and resources we have for students who want you to be successful holistically, not just in your academics, but you as an individual. We have services like within our Student Health and Wellness Center, counseling services. We have our Career Center, Undocumented Student Center, our Basic Needs Student Center. We have our Cultural Center. So lots of different ways to get involved, build community, and know that these resources and centers are free to use as a student or very, very low cost. So take advantage of them. We're here to help, ask questions. We want to see you be successful in whatever way success looks like to you. The department I work in, you'll see myself, an amazing counseling team. We do pre-admission advising. We do drop-in pre-admission advising. You can make appointments with us. We also do our official campus tour, so you can join us in person or virtual for a campus tour. So say hi, don't be shy, ask questions. We're here to help. And we hope to see you all in the fall and join the Bronco family. If there's any questions, we'll answer them in the chat. Thanks so much.
Great, thank you so much. So we're going to move on to Point Loma Nazarene University. Nicole, it's all you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nicole Munden. I'm one of the assistant directors for undergraduate admissions here at Point Loma Nazarene University. I will go ahead and share my screen. So if you've never heard of us before, we are one of your small private Christian university options. We're located in central San Diego, so not too far away from you. This is a picture of our neighborhood. We are located in the Point Loma neighborhood, and the airport and downtown is only 10 to 15 minutes away from our campus. And so we are capped in enrollment, so we only house about 2,700 total undergraduate students on our physical location. We do have a graduate campus, but it is located east of where we're located, so a different campus. And because of our capped enrollment, the city of San Diego will not allow us to have any more students physically on campus, more than the 2,700. So it makes it really nice for our student to faculty ratio and also average classroom size. You'll see here we do accept and enroll transfer students every fall and spring. Up to a quarter of our total student population are coming from different community colleges or other four-year universities. We do offer pretty much the spectrum of areas of study, so different majors within our College of Sciences, Health Sciences. We offer all the STEM fields. We have an awesome cybersecurity program that is pretty new. We offer a College of Arts and Humanities, so you can study graphic design at Point Loma, study a language, communication studies, music, and then we also offer, one of my favorites is our Department of Family Sciences, and they offer criminal justice, sociology, social work, dietetics, nutrition, but you'll see here, those are our largest departments listed, so that's business, biology, kinesiology, psychology, and nursing. And just to let you know, we unfortunately are not accepting nursing transfer applications for the fall 2022 term, but we may accept for fall 2023. You'll just want to check back with us next August to check on nursing transfer. But a few resources we hope, or we think, we believe, that helps us and makes us stand out as a private university is one, professional guidance. So we offer a career services office that helps you with networking skills right when you transfer, helps you with looking for jobs while you're a student, and also for that full-time job before you graduate as a senior. We do offer something called Handshake, which is an online job board free for our students and for up to a year after they graduate. I've personally heard of student success stories of students landing a full-time job after they graduate. And then for the Career Services Office helps with everything you would expect them to help with. Most of our programs do require an internship, so they help you find an internship and then kind of talk you through it so that you know that that is the career that you are passionate about, that is a good fit for you. And then we also, as a Christian university, offer spiritual development on campus. We hope as a prospective Point Loma student that that is something that you would want to incorporate during your time to graduation. And so we do offer chapel every week. We offer religion classes. that you can incorporate in your academic program. And we also offer on and off campus ministries, and that includes reaching out to our underserved communities in the San Diego neighborhood and also going down to Mexico with our Mexico ministries. And we are also going to resume our global mission trips next summer as soon as countries allow us and it's safe to send students out. We actually offer that in the summer. And then just like every other university, we do offer clubs and organizations that students can join. We offer sports for NCAA Division II if you're interested in that. And then because we're so small, you can actually start your own club by just petitioning our student government. And then to address the top questions we get, first of all, for financial aid, we do recognize that we are more expensive. Our cost is higher than your public options. And so we do offer merit-based awards. No second application is required. We just use the GPA you submit during application process to award you. This merit award can be up to $10,000 a year. And transfer students have up until the day before the first day of classes to try to boost their GPA and finish up those summer classes or their spring classes or fall classes to get the next award, to boost their award, or to qualify for that merit award. We do offer new student scholarships in those categories under performance-based awards. So that's our athletic department. Our communication studies offers speech and debate and theater scholarships, and also our music department offers music program scholarships. We highly encourage you to start the conversation early. We will accept your FAFSA to qualify you for any government aid assistance. And also we offer as an institution our own need-based grant. So if you really want a private option, you're interested in Point Loma, go ahead and connect with the Student Financial Services earlier than later. That way you can review all of your financial aid opportunities with Point Loma. We are accepting for fall and spring 2022 applications right now. You can access the application online. The spring deadline is coming up on October 1st. The minimum GPA that we will accept for admissions consideration is a 2.7, but the average is around 3.25. So very wide spectrum of what we accept. No prerequisites are required except for that nursing, but we're not accepting for nursing. So apply whenever you're ready. And then if you wanted to know what your estimated time left to graduate, we will honor CSU breath, IGETC classes, and also if you're earning your associate's degree, that'll cover most of your general education requirements. But if you're interested, go ahead and email us your unofficial transcripts and we'll give you an evaluation. If you want any more information, just hop on our webpage, pointloma.edu/transfer, and it'll connect you with us, one of your transfer counselors. But thanks so much for listening in, and let us know if you have any questions.
Thank you so much. So we're going to move on to UC Merced with Juan. Juan, it's all you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Juan Carlos Lopez. I'm an admissions advisor for the University of California, Merced. I represent the University of California, Merced. If you have any questions, by all means, do ask. UC Merced is actually the youngest campus in the UC system. In the past 15 years, we made a lot of strides. We have made the rankings, and if you're looking into that, one of the cool factors about our campus is that we rank number 18 among schools with an R2 research status. What that means is basically now we get a lot of government contracts and private company research, and that's good for our campus because that comes in more funding, and that with more funding allows more students to do research, and with that more research and funding, our students are actually getting more financial aid packages for them as well. That's part of the whole concept of moving up in the ranks for our campus. As I mentioned to you, we're about 15 years old. Our campus was opened up. It's actually located in the middle of Central Valley of California, or in the heart of California, as we like to say. We're in the middle of agriculture country. We're not an agriculture university, but we surely take advantage of the resources available to us in the surrounding of the university. We're not surrounded by big buildings, nor are near the beach, as you can see here. But one of the things that UC Merced is that it's not in the middle of nowhere. We like to think that we're that hole in the donut with everything around it nice and great. With Yosemite being in our backyard, east from our campus. Thus, we're the only campus that has a relationship with a national forest. Monterey Bay, Santa Cruz, San Francisco, Sacramento, and Fresno. So a ways for us to actually get our students to go visit some of these places if they choose to do so, but also tap into the resources that we have available outside of our university as well. This is what our campus looks like as of today. We just finished our 2020 project. We're starting out a 2030 project to see where that grows. We don't know yet the final logistics of how we're going to move forward in regards to our campus is going to be. What's new to our campus, the 2020 project, is the white buildings. There's the new dormitories, and then the older dormitories are to your left, which opened up in 2008. And everything above the pond is where all our academic programs are at or housed at. One of the things too about our campus is that in the dormitories, now that it's a new thing that we put in there is basically on the first floor is classes or offices for our student services programs or clubs and organizations. So if a student lives on one of these dormitories, you can roll out of bed, go to class, and then go back to bed if you choose to do so. And if you see that there's a lot of empty space right outside of the campus, again, we're going to grow in that direction. UC Merced is located in the city of Merced, which is about 80,000 residents. One of the things that you're going to actually experience at UC Merced, you're going to experience all 4 seasons. You're going to experience fall, winter, definitely spring, and of course, summer. Another thing about UC Merced, 99% of our students are from California. So as you can see here on the map here, there's an even distribution across the board of the state of California, the majority of them coming from Southern California. 0.5% are either international or out of state. 78% of our students are new transfer students. So as you can see that, our population is less than 10,000 students, which actually is pretty good because now we could manage that population. And because of a very friendly community and actually everybody knows everybody on the campus. This is what we offer as far as our schools, where we are broken out into three schools: the School of Engineering, the School of Natural Sciences, the School of Social Science, Humanity, and Arts. Our most sought out programs are mechanical engineering, computer science and engineering, biological sciences, management and business economics, psychology. As a transfer student, we ask that you have the 60-unit threshold for admissions. We also ask that you have the prep courses for any particular major that you're looking at, and also have your 7-course pattern met for that matter. This is the reason why we offer students opportunities to actually create an account on UC Tap. To kind of, it's a kind of a planner for you to look at the courses that you need to take in order to transfer to a university. And we also offer a guaranteed admissions program on our campus. We're one of 6 campuses that offers that. What that means is anybody who meets the requirements, you're guaranteed admissions to our campus. And the best thing about that is it doesn't necessarily have to commit to our campus, but it's basically giving you an opportunity to see where you land as far as your admissions is concerned. And that's one of the things that UC Merced does really offer on our campus. And if we move forward to the next phase of our building of our campus, we're going to move on to bringing more majors or maybe more programs to our school, as we did with the civil engineering. We're happy to let you know that last year a lot of students did apply to the civil engineering degree. So we're excited about that because that says a lot about our campus and the need for that particular major on our campus. Utilize assist.org to guide you in the process, but also contact us to help you with that process. We do have Transfer Thursdays on our campus. On our website, you can go there and visit us. We also offer students an opportunity to come in the summertime, the Transfer Academy program. It's a free program offered to all transfer students. All you got to do is apply. If you're chosen, you come up for 3 days on our campus. We go over your transcripts. You kind of give you a taste of what UC Merced is all about, and we provide you with the meals and transportation to our campus. So that's something you want to consider probably in the future. Our campus, again, smaller. And our environment's more like a private school environment with a public outcome. When you have 62% of our undergrad classes have fewer than 30 students, and 57% of our students say that they had a class in which the professor knew the name. This adds a lot of flavor to our resource and support, in that the collaboration with the professors and undergrad students create opportunities for you to do research or internships, and creating those long bondings, as well as recommendations from the professors, because now you have a relationship with them as well. Along with the 18 research facilities, that's just something that we want you to expose you to. We want you to take advantage of interdisciplinary research. Gives you more skills and more opportunities on the campus. If you are part of that, then guess what? You could be part of the research that, such as this one. Our campus actually, if you had a chance to look at Perseverance that landed in Mars this beginning of this year, UC Merced had a lot to do with the logistics and the building of this project, and therefore UC Merced is now in Mars. Again, opportunities for you as an individual go beyond that, because our students are now doing amazing things. They're being employed by these great companies, and this is a small sample of that, and they're going off to graduate school. Our campus ranks #1 in sending more students to get their master's, #2 in getting their PhDs, and they're going to law school, they're going to medical school, and what have you. So this is a good opportunity for our students to be exposed to the opportunities we have with our professors. Again, Being the smaller campus is going to give you that flavor and give you that opportunity. Our application opened up in August, so you can start filling out the application. Our application deadline is from the submission is from November 1st to the 30th. Doesn't matter whether the first or the last one, just get it in before midnight of November 30th. I always encourage you to get it in the week before Thanksgiving. If you miss that deadline, if you feel like you want to apply for the springtime, in this case, you'll be applying next July for spring of 2023, then you will apply it in July. UC Merced or the UC system does not have early decision. For every campus that you apply to is $70. But if you apply for a fee waiver, you get 4 campuses for free. And that's a great thing. We'll start sending notifications at the end of February, middle March. In this case, for transfer students, beginning in June, and then we give you a commit in. We do give you actually you get notified in April and to commit in June. So we give you plenty of time for you to make a decision for that. One of the things that a lot of students always focus on is the idea that the University of California is expensive. It's not. The University of California likes to inform you that we'd like to give great financial packages to our students, let alone UC Merced is very good in regards to giving financial reward letters to our students. For example, if your family income is less than $80,000, we're going to cover your tuition and fees. Along the way, we do offer some grants to our campus, and we want to make sure that students do come out with less debt. This is why UC Merced is actually ranked very well in regards to when students graduate from UC Merced, they go out with less debt. So a lot of things for our campus that we like to offer is basically you taking advantage of the resources and support that we have on our campus. It's a matter of you taking advantage of how we are connected to the whole system. One of the things that I tell students is that once you become a part of the UC system, you could take part of the what we call the Intercampus Visitor Program, allowing you to actually take a term at any other given UC campus. Are there any questions?
No questions are in the chat at this time, but if you do have questions, please take these last few minutes to go ahead and drop them in the chat on YouTube, and we'll try and get them answered. So last up for our event today, we have Justin with Woodbury University. Justin, it's all you.
Hey, thank you so much. My name is Justin Stottle, and I'm an admissions counselor over at Woodbury University. And let me share my screen. So Woodbury University, in case you haven't heard of it, it's a very small private nonprofit university in the Burbank area. So Woodbury originally, it's one of the oldest schools in the West, and it was originally in downtown Los Angeles as a business school. We moved up over to the Burbank, Los Angeles area, and expanded to kind of offer programs that are in that area. So the creative industry, the kind of professional arts industry is all around that kind of Burbank, Los Angeles area. And that's kind of what we expanded into. So we have the School of Media, Culture, and Design. So that's animation, filmmaking, game art and design, fashion design. We have School of Architecture. So that's architecture, interior design, sustainable practices, construction management. And then we still have the School of Business. That's marketing, management, accounting. And we also have our College of Liberal Arts. So we're a university, so we have like all of the liberal arts majors. So history, poli-sci, communications. So that's sort of thing. So I work specifically with School of Architecture students. We have 5 admissions counselors. Each one of us works with a different majors. So my examples will be kind of leaning towards architecture and interior design, but just be assured that the kind of examples I'm giving are just indicative of the whole university. So I want to start off by saying that, because we're centrally located in this Burbank, Los Angeles area, we're very close to, say, Disney Imagineering and Warner Brothers Studios, Universal Studios, Cartoon Network. So that's really great for, say, the filmmaking industry, animation, game art design. Blizzard Entertainment is close by. We have a great working relationship with those companies. And with architecture, there's Gensler Architecture. That's the largest architecture firm in the world. It's located in downtown Los Angeles. We did a symposium with them. Aaron Gensler works over at, is on faculty at Woodbury University. Chu and Gooding Architects, Annie Chu used to work at Woodbury University. She employs Woodbury students. She just did the recent redesign of the LA Convention Center. So there's a strong working relationship between students and faculty. We hover around 1,100, 1,200 students every year, which means you have a really close working relationship with your faculty. I think the student to faculty ratio is 9 to 1. So that helps you with your internships. Internships are important. They're an integral part of your degree. It's required for you to work somewhere in the industry, work for a company or a firm or the government. We host career fairs every year. I know the School of Architecture does. We invite different firms and studios to the campus, meet with students. City of Los Angeles comes. So it's a great kind of way of getting your foot in the door for your career. As a transfer student, most students are worried about kind of like transfer credits and portfolio requirements that I work with. A number of our degrees require a portfolio, not all of them, of course, but your design-based degrees, a lot of them do require a portfolio. But for transfer students in general, it's 24 transferable units to transfer in. That means that once you hit that 24 credit mark, you're considered a transfer student, and we no longer look at your high school GPA for admissions purposes or for your merit scholarship. So you may be pushing towards that 60 credit hour. You may want to take 2 years out and hit that mark, which is great. But just know that you can apply for Woodbury earlier than that. And keep in mind that more of studio degrees like architecture or say animation, you're following a sequence of studios. So you may want to take those at Woodbury or at community college, but you'll use that portfolio, I know in architecture and interior design, to kind of portfolio into a higher studio in the sequence to, be further along in your degree. Our application deadlines are March 1st and November 1st. November 1st for spring, which is coming up, and then March 1st for fall. Our merit scholarships are generous for a nonprofit university. We offer up to $14,000 per year just based on your GPA. That's on top of that, you may have Cal Grants and Pell Grants. We have a lot of events going on. So one of the ways to connect with us is obviously through your admissions counselor. I talk to transfer students all the time one-on-one, have a lot of detailed questions. I encourage you to reach out to your admissions counselor. We offer fee waivers for meeting with an admissions counselor, taking a virtual or in-person tour, or coming to one of our events like Discover Woodbury. That's coming up on October 16th. It's a great way to learn more about the program, whatever program you're interested in, talk to the chair of the program, talk to students who are in the program. It's a great way to familiarize yourself with the campus, or you could come to a physical on-campus tour as well. So I think that's about it. And thank you for sticking around for Woodbury. And I'll stop sharing my screen.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for everyone who attended. Thank you so much to all of our university reps, Justin, Juan, Nicole, Raisa. We truly appreciate you guys being here and sharing all of this great information with all of our students in the Region 9. So this will conclude our event. I'm going to go ahead and end our live stream. If you have additional questions, just make sure you access our website, students, for the event. We dropped it in the chat for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.